Chapter 26. King Bailuo laughed. A true gentleman must repay his revenge. I like him. Don't worry, this matter will be taken care of by me. Lin Xiao said and then asked, there is something I want to ask. King Bailuo smiled and said, is it about the Night King Qiana? Lin Xiao nodded, well, what kind of person is she? King Bailuo was silent for a while and said slowly, she is a goddess so beautiful that all the men in the world are willing to die for her. However, 100 years ago, her Night King temple disappeared overnight. And she has disappeared since then. After saying that, King Bailuo smiled bitterly, I am just the city lord of a low-level city-state, and I have only had a relationship with the goddess. It is a great honor for me that she thinks highly of her and gives me a chance to serve her for free. That's all I know. Lin Xiao smiled. No wonder there was nothing written on the IOU. It turned out that King Bailuo didn't owe Qiana anything at all. The king of Bailuo became so obsessed with her just by meeting her. Lin Xiao became more and more curious about how beautiful that Qiana was. Immediately, King Bailuo issued a server-wide announcement. Congratulations to player Jian Yu for completing the True Dragon level dragon hunting mission and receiving the True Dragon level special reward. Everyone celebrates that the dragon hunting event has ended early. Everyone can directly deliver the task. In addition to receiving dragon hunting rewards, each player can also receive a double experience weekly card. Unlock the double experience weekly card and get double experience time for a week. The whole server suddenly fell into a carnival. Jian Yu is the only boss I have ever seen who eats his own meat and gives us soup. I have no way to repay him. I have only a little girl, known as Lu Yifei from Hong Kong City. She has admired the boss for a long time and is willing to sacrifice her life to repay the kindness of the boss. If you see it, please chat privately, I'm absolutely sincere. Coincidentally, I also have a little sister, who is known as the girl version of Fei Wang. She is willing to devote herself to repaying the kindness of the boss. If the boss sees it, please chat in private. I am absolutely sincere. Damn it, a bunch of beasts, they actually sold their little sister's virginity in order to get some game rewards. I'm different, I'll call you Zhongwenkan Zhongfei, and I'm willing to sacrifice my butt for the great god. If the great god sees it, please chat privately, I'm absolutely sincere. Outside the main hall of Jianxian City, Chengfeng Shangyu grabbed Tu Sui's sleeve in panic. Manager, what's going on? Doesn't it mean that everyone can directly submit tasks and get rewards? Why can't I? Tu Sui sneered, because someone has specially formulated a task process for you. You have to kill 10 bosses in a row before you can submit the task. And the task requirement is that you must kill it alone, and you are not allowed to form a team. Now there is only half an hour left before the end of the event. 10 bosses must be killed alone. Chengfeng Shangyu was so frightened that his eyeballs almost fell out. Manager, please stop joking. Are you kidding me? Do you think I'm joking? Humph. Let me tell you, this is the set meal Jian Yu asked Mr. Jianzong to order for you personally. You can enjoy it slowly. Sword, Jian Yu. The corners of Chengfeng Shangyu's mouth trembled. He originally thought that he could surpass Lin Xiao by hugging Tu Sui's thigh, but he didn't expect that. Lin Xiao's thighs are more powerful than his. Everyone has received double experience time for a week, but he has not. After 7 days, let alone Jian Yu, maybe even those A-level players will be able to leave him behind. Is this game still playable? Chengfeng Shangyu sat down on the ground in despair. Lin Xiao has reached level 10. According to the rules of the game, he should have fixed a profession for himself now. Because Eternal Journey is a very special game, after binding the ring, the account is lifelong and you cannot practice outs. Therefore, the official gave players a novice period of 10 levels, allowing them to play by themselves to determine the best fit for them. Profession. After players have officially determined the profession they want to play, they can choose their own professional training in a division. The skills of each division are different, so it can be said that in the case of the same profession, the same operation, and the same talent, the strength of the division determines success or failure. In the last life, Lin Xiao chose the profession of swordsman, but the swordsman's situation in the later period was very embarrassing. Even though he entered the Guangming Holy Academy, one of the strongest academies in the Holy Light Continent, with his strength in the later period, he learned all the things in the Holy Academy. Even the top swordsman skills cannot change the embarrassing nature of the swordsman. He is no more powerful than a tank, and his output is not as good as other output professions. The reason why Lin Xiao can dominate the crowd with his swordsman profession is entirely due to his extreme operation of dancing on the tip of his sword. There was a saying circulating in the game at that time. There are only two kinds of swordsmen in Eternal Journey, one is sword feather and the other is trash. It can be said that Lin Xiao has single-handedly maintained the final dignity of the swordsman profession. However, dancing on the tip of a knife is a very thrilling thing. Lin Xiao himself can't even remember how many times he almost overturned. You know, in the later stage of the game has become reality, and the penalty for death is not the loss of experience or equipment, but real death. Lin Xiao frowned, hesitating whether he should change his career in this life. Changing professions is completely feasible. Even if Lin Xiao played swordsman before level 10, he can also switch to other professions. As for the equipment and skills he learns, the system will automatically convert them into the same level equipment and skills of the new profession. Lin Xiao clicked on his division door. Swordsman, Assassin, Mage, Wizard, Archer, Gunner, Savage, Feather Spirit, Nanny, there are 8 major professions in total. Lin Xiao doesn't like tanks, so naturally he won't choose Barbarian, because he has seen too many times that Barbarian fights hard to resist damage in the front, but his teammates are scared to go shopping behind, especially those crispy archers. He wished that his teammates had tied up the enemy and cut him to the ground, and then he dared to go up and grab the head. When the front row was dead, he couldn't run away. After death, he said disgustingly, a bunch of stupid teammates, they can't protect the ADC. The group deserves to be destroyed. The wet nurse is even less likely. In Lin Xiao's eyes, some stupid teammates are not worth saving, and he prefers killing people to saving people. Just when Lin Xiao was hesitating about which profession to choose, the system Xiaomeng suddenly said, "Master, it's time for you to draw a lottery." Lin Xiao then remembered that he was already at level 10 and had accumulated 20 soul points. Lin Xiao quickly started the lottery. Ding! Congratulations on winning the Career Unlock card. Career Unlock card? Lin Xiao was stunned, didn't he choose his career? What else needs to be unlocked? He quickly glanced at the prop introduction. Professor Unlock card, after use, you can unlock an unknown profession of this sect. Are there other unknown professions besides the 8 major professions? Lin Xiao's mouth opened wide. The Night King system once again subverted his understanding of the game. Lin Xiao quickly clicked on the Career Unlock card. Ding! Congratulations, you have unlocked a new profession, Sword Demon. Chapter 27. Sword Demon? Lin Xiao clicked on Sword Demon's career introduction with excitement and horror. Professional language, killing is not a sin, but just a way to win. When mortals fall under my sword, I am the devil, but when gods also fall under my sword, I am the only justice. Professional characteristics, the powerful output never weakens, and at the same time, it can make up for the weak defense constitution with various skills. The only shortcoming is that Tianxi's operational level is required to control it. Comprehensive review, only suitable for top players. The best operational player? A smile appeared on Lin Xiao's lips. He felt that it would be easier to directly write that this profession is only suitable for Jian Yu. Every other profession has its own shortcomings, so Lin Xiao chose a new profession, Sword Demon. Immediately, Lin Xiao's body burst out with a bright light that shot straight into the sky. The color of his eyes changed to one blue and one red. The left eye was blue, cold and deep, and the right eye was scarlet, eerie and strange. Even the extra flame mark on the forehead is also dark blue on one side and blood red on the other. At the same time, black mist is constantly emitting from the body, giving people a strong sense of oppression. Is this the original image of the Sword Demon? Seems pretty cool. Ding! Start career transformation. Career transformation is to transform the skills and equipment learned in the past. In order to live up to the player's previous efforts, a transformation like this will usually be strengthened. Otherwise, he was originally a very strong swordsman, but after being transformed into a mage, the skill damage and equipment attributes are not as good as before, that's too much. Lin Xiao had learned several swordsman skills before, and some skills needed to be transformed. Swift Wind Slash transformed into Swift Wind Shadow Slash. Wind and Shadow Slash sweeps out a blast of wind, knocking up all enemies along the way and causing huge damage. When the enemy is knocked away, he can flash into the air and perform a mid-air flying slash attack on the knocked up enemy. If the enemy is not knocked into the air, it will be marked with a blast mark. The Sword Demon can also follow the mark to flash and fly, but it may be counterattacked by the enemy. The other skills remain unchanged. But it unlocks several new skills. When choosing a profession, several initial skills will be given as a bonus. This is a common practice. The first is the passive skill. The more you kill, the more fierce you are. The sword demon is extremely eager to kill the opponent. When the opponent's blood volume becomes lower and lower, the sword demon's attack will become higher and higher. Every time the enemy's blood volume decreases by 10%, the sword demon's attack will increase by 5%. Then there is a defensive skill. Fearless Wind Wall. The sword demon sweeps forward and sweeps out a wall of wind. No enemy can pass through the wall of wind. At the same time, all attacks will be reflected by the wall of wind and return to the enemy. The last one is an attack skill. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. The sword demon thrust forward and thrust out a 40-meter long fire dragon. The fire dragon struck, causing huge fire damage to all enemies along the way, and at the same time leaving fire in the enemy's body. The fire will be released 3 seconds later. Explosion, causing secondary blast damage. Lin Xiao couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. This skill was actually a fire damage type among the 5 elements of magical damage, but he only had physical attack weapons. Just when Lin Xiao was confused, the system sound suddenly sounded. Ding! The equipment begins to be enchanted and transformed. The enchantment transformation of the blade of the ruined undead was successful. Immediately, the undead blade originally wrapped in orange flames in Lin Xiao's hand turned into a double-sided long blade with one side of ice blue and one side of blood red. Blade of the broken undead, enchanted. When using physical skills, the entire sword body turns ice blue. Attack power 524-610. When using the 5 elements magic damage skill, the enchantment is converted and the sword becomes blood red. Spell power 1054-1235. Additional attributes, blessed by the fire element, causing a burning effect on the target, causing continuous burning damage, and slowing down by 30%. Special epic attribute, blood stealing plus 10%. Lin Xiao took a deep breath. He suddenly remembered that many major cities had enchanted equipment manufacturing masters in the past, but they never provided any services to players. In the past, Lin Xiao always thought that these NPCs were just decorations, until today. Only then did he realize that they were not decorations, but ordinary players were not their service targets. Chapter 28. Only players like him who have enchanting needs are the customers of enchanting equipment manufacturers. Lin Xiao secretly thought, it seems that I will have to pay a visit to those enchanted equipment manufacturers another day. The lottery interface shows that after this lottery, the next lottery will require 25 soul points, which means you have to wait until level 15. At this moment, a large number of system notifications were erupting like a volcano. Congratulations to the player Determination Without Regrets for successfully killing the barbarian crocodile and completing the first kill achievement. Congratulations to player Dream of Valoran for successfully killing the Yin Demon and completing the first kill achievement. Congratulations to the player Sui for successfully killing the leader of the Walking Dead and completing the first kill achievement. Today's dragon hunting event refreshed many bosses. Although Lin Xiao found the real dragon and everyone celebrated, players no longer need to fight bosses to complete tasks, but the first kill reward is something no one can refuse. Therefore, many capable players, after handing in the dragon-seeking mission, seized this wave of opportunities and went crazy to fight boss. Soon, the 50 spots on the Fearless Pioneer achievement list were filled. Lin Xiao topped the list with 7 first kills, while the 49 additional new players, without exception, only had 1 first kill point. As for the Single Kill King achievement list, there is still no change. After all, other players can only fantasize about the achievement of single kill in their hearts. This list is not something they can play now. If the single kill list is like this, let alone the 5 kill list. Ding! The total number of people on the achievement list has reached 50, and the master channel is officially opened. There are only 5 public chat channels in Eternal Journey at the beginning, namely Neighborhood Channel, Team Channel, Guild Channel, Division Channel, and World Channel. Among them, the World Channel costs money. A message can be 100,000 gold coins, and 1 million gold coins can be pinned to the top. And now there is a Great God channel in the chat channel. The so-called Great God channel is a channel specially designed for great gods to chat. This is like an official chat group for senior players opened separately for them, and the criterion for becoming a master is to be on the list. There is a limit to the number of people in each category list. Among them, the later level rankings have the largest number of people. The top 500 players can be on the list. Those who are squeezed out of the list will be automatically removed from the ranks of the Great Masters. Unable to speak on the Master Channel. The IDs of the Great Masters all have a special icon prefix in front of them, and the text displayed when they speak is also gold-edged and red text specially designed for them. It is very eye-catching and can be recognized at a glance, full of beeps. Immediately, the Great God Channel received its first statement. The player with the ID "The Most Beautiful Boy" said, "Isn't anyone talking? I'll go first. Everyone here is a top master, please speak more arrogantly." The player with the ID "Human Crazy Invincible" said, "Ha ha ha, that's right. Our strength has surpassed that of the entire server. Looking at the entire server, who dares to be our enemy? Who dares to be crazy if we are not crazy?" The player with the ID "Forgive Hat Wholesaler" said, "Ha ha ha, I just like to hear the truth from Brother Invincible. If anyone is dissatisfied, let him come to our Master Channel to protest. The premise is that he has the strength to come in." Seeing these so-called great gods speak, Lin Xiao shook his head speechlessly. He disdained to be associated with these people. But at this moment, a statement caught Lin Xiao's attention. A player with the ID name Fanhuaruoxiu said, "Is Jian Yu here? If so, let me know." Because Lin Xiao had previously set up a policy to deny everyone the opportunity to add friends, Fanhuaruoxiu could not talk to him directly and could only shout in the group. "Flowers like snow?" Lin Xiao's heart skipped a beat, and the past suddenly came to mind. In her previous life, Fanhuaruoxiu was known as the #1 female assassin in the national server, and she truly deserved that title. Before level 90, like everyone else, she had never heard of an ID called Jian Yu. But Lin Xiao has always regarded her as a goddess silently. Every game video she makes for Lin Xiao is a must-see. Although the two have different professions, swordsmen and assassins are both extremely demanding professions. It can be said that Lin Xiao's early PK skills were all gained through watching Fanhua. I learned it from Ruoxiu's video. Later, Lin Xiao finally squeezed into the Master Channel, so he excitedly shouted to Fanhua Ruoxiu in the group, hoping to find Fanhua Ruoxiu to be a friend. As a result, Fanhua Ruoxiu did not respond to him, and he was immediately ridiculed by hundreds of great gods. Damn it! Where did the country bumpkin come from? Is Goddess Ruoxiu a country bumpkin like you that you can talk to? If you can't find a mirror, why don't you pee yourself and reflect on your own virtue? Humph, country bumpkin, please stop embarrassing yourself. The city is not your place to stay. Don't be dissatisfied. The world of great gods is not for a C-level trash like you. Your luck is over. Just wait and use it. In less than an hour, you will be squeezed out. FKU. My brother has just been kicked out of the Master Channel by you, and you still dare to harass the goddess. UBD. Where are you now? I want to challenge you to a duel. If you don't come, you will be my son. Because Lin Xiao came from a humble background, he was besieged by everyone on the first day he joined the group. It was already the late stage at that time, the order of the game world had already collapsed, and PK was a gamble on life. But Lin Xiao did not back down. That time he killed 15 great gods in total, and completely established a foothold in the world of great gods. Fanhua Ruoxiu finally responded to him. Fanhua Ruoxiu said that she only made friends with people who could beat her, so she never had friends. So, Lin Xiao worked harder, and finally, he surpassed Fanhua Ruoxiu and became one of the top 10 gods. Originally, he made an appointment with Fanhua Ruoxiu that day, and when he accepted the position of god, the two met in their true colors. However, Lin Xiao failed to ascend to the throne of God, so naturally the two of them would not date again. When Lin Xiao was about to speak, Shark Anchor Feng Zhongmei was the first to say, "Where did the female Diaozi pop up? Can our Jian Yu master be able to please a female Diaozi like you?" This guy was slapped in the face by Lin Xiao in public yesterday during the live broadcast. Unexpectedly, he also sneaked into the Master Channel. Moreover, he deliberately acted as a gangster. The wholesaler of forgiveness hats said, "Hey, brother Chu Yi, don't speak so harshly. I'm a girl, so I have some grace." Feng Zhong recalled but said, "Hey, I'm teaching her to be self-aware and not to stick to other people's cold buttocks. Who is Jian Yu? It's not me. Everyone here is not worthy of carrying Jian Yu's shoes." Ren Kuangwudi angrily said, "Hey! What the hell are you talking about? Say it again if you dare." Feng Zhong recalled, "Brother Wu Vai, if you really have the guts, it's useless to be mean to me here. Even if you call me Jian Yu's licking dog, I still have to say, don't think you have entered the Great God's channel, you can be on an equal footing with Master Jian Yu. Didn't you see that Master Jian Yu hasn't spoken yet? It's just because he doesn't want to talk to you. Chapter 29. Ren Kuangwudi angrily said, you are FGA dog licker to show your superiority, right? No wonder others call you Feng Zongqi % shit. It's your business to lick the sword feathers. I don't lick them. So what about the sword feathers? I don't take anyone seriously. You say I'm not qualified to carry his shoes, I say he's not qualified to lick my feet, so what? People who can enter this channel are actually people with good reputations and good tempers. Feng Zongmei's blackmail is actually not clever, but these bad tempers are easy to fall for. Immediately, other people also started shouting. Jian Yu is amazing. How dare I FK his mother? How dare he FK his mother? Is he aborted if he doesn't talk? My dog can't talk either, is he aborted? Feng Zhongrekal successfully aroused the hatred of everyone in the group towards Lin Xiao. At this time, he felt extremely proud. He originally planned to rerun it in a few days, but now he couldn't wait any longer. As soon as Memories in the Wind started airing, it immediately attracted a large number of fans. People who didn't know the cause and effect were shocked when they saw the chat content on the Master's channel. Isn't it true? Jian Yu didn't even fart when being greeted by so many people. Otherwise, the people who can enter this channel are all great gods. You don't really think that Jian Yu is capable of defeating all the great gods by himself, do you? So, if the sky is crazy, there will be rain, and if people are crazy, there will be disaster. Jian Yu is just too crazy. He has taken away all the benefits by himself and only left some leftovers for others. Of course he will not have any friends. At this moment, Lin Xiao finally replied. Stupid people have stupid blessings, but stupid people don't deserve it. I originally planned to live in peace with you and let you get some rewards from great gods every day, but now I have changed my mind. From now on, all the rewards in the first kill list will be given to you. Don't even think about it. Masters are not only rewards with some special chat effects and ID icons, but also some special achievement lists. Masters on the list also have daily master rewards. Among them, the top 10 masters will have their rewards doubled. For example, in the first kill achievement list, the masters on the list can receive 1 experience pill every day, while the top 10 masters can receive 2, and the experience pills will increase with the player's level. The early elementary experience pills are indeed it's not worth much, but the ultimate experience pill in the later period cannot be measured by money. Because at that time, everyone's goal was to reach the throne of God. The world had changed, and currency in reality was completely worthless. All the great gods were stunned, but immediately they all started laughing. By Wang Jianyu, he really deserves his reputation. I admire him for how dare he pretend. We have all been promoted to great gods based on our ability. If you say no rewards will be given, no rewards will be given. Who do you think you are? However, Lin Xiao said, a group of wise men, please read the reward rules clearly. The great masters quickly clicked on the rule description of the first kill list, and the melon eaters also saw the rule description clearly through Feng Zongmei's live broadcast room. There is a special rule to raise bets in order to deal with players' passive attitude towards the competition for the list. Players whose achievement points on the list are less than 1/10 of the champion's achievement points will be automatically judged by the system as being passive in the competition and will be deprived of the qualification to receive awards. Each time the champion deprives a player of the qualification to receive awards, the experience pill reward will be +1, up to you can be rewarded with 10 experience pills every day. Ren Kuangwudi immediately said, ha ha ha, Jian Yu, are you right with your math? Although each of us only has 1 kill point, you only have 7. There is no boss within the scope of Jianxian City, and there are it will be 12 o'clock in 20 minutes, how do you plan to get 10 achievement points? Lin Xiao said, I am now level 10, thank you. The Forgive Hat wholesaler said, so what if it's level 10? If you haven't completed the task of overcoming the tribulation, you still can't go to True Dragon City. It turns out that players are not able to go to higher level city-states once they have reached a certain level. Instead, they must complete the tribulation mission every 10 levels and prove their strength. Only then will NPCs in high-level city-states receive players and serve them. Lin Xiao said, I have entered the tomb of the Dog and Ox King, thank you. The task of overcoming the tribulation at level 10 is to enter the tomb of the Dog and Ox King and kill the resurrected Dog and Ox King. All the great gods and the melon eaters were shocked. What? Jian Yu has entered the tomb of the Dog and Ox King. You know, the tomb of the Dog and Ox King is a copy. The ordinary mobs in the dungeon have enhanced attributes, and there are also specially enhanced mobs. Those special enhanced mobs are almost the same as the ordinary boss outside. It's true that Lin Xiao got 5 kills, but those were just ordinary black iron bosses outside, and except for the last Chu Ying and Xianling, who got double kills, he killed all the other bosses individually. Yes, a double kill is so dangerous. If he encounters a group of enhanced dungeon monsters, can he withstand it? If the mobs are like this, let alone the boss, and according to official information, the resurrected Dog and Ox King is not a black iron boss, but a bronze boss. The official advice is that it is best for players to enter the tomb of the Dog and Ox King after level 13. S-level players must form a team of at least 10 people, and players below S-level must form a team of at least 40 people. And Jian Yu actually wants to do it alone. Crazy, this Jian Yu is definitely crazy. However, Lin Xiao himself did not think so. Xiaochong can't Yu Bing, how can his strength be estimated by those fools who eat melons? Lin Xiao was already on the first floor of the tomb of the Dog and Ox King. The long tomb passage was full of tomb guards. The bodies of those tomb guards were riddled with holes and were in a state of decay. There were bits and pieces of flesh hanging on the damaged skeletons, which made people sick to their stomachs. Tomb Guard, level 10 HP 3879 Defense 404 Attack 398. As expected, it is indeed a dungeon monster, its attributes are more than twice those of the outside monsters. But in front of Lin Xiao, this was not enough. Lin Xiao didn't hesitate at all and rushed directly into the enemy's formation. 100 steps flying sword, boom. The dazzling lightsaber illuminated the dark tomb passage, and these bones that had been buried underground for hundreds of years finally saw the long-lost light. The bright light ignited the prelude to the battle. The tomb guards who were penetrated by the lightsaber, their skeletons and flesh were shattered on the ground, and they died suddenly on the spot. Ding! Kill the tomb guard, experience value plus 3849, gold coin plus 369 ding. Kill the tomb guard, experience value plus 3849, bone fragment ring x1 ding. Kill the tomb guard, experience value plus 3849, bone remnant element times 1 in front of Lin Xiao. The enhancement of their attributes does not help their own combat effectiveness. This enhancement is nothing more than giving Lin Xiao some more benefits. Chapter 30. Lin Xiao swiped wildly all the way. In just 3 or 4 minutes, he swiped the first floor of the tomb, and then came to a slope that led to the second floor of the tomb. The mobs here also turned into poisonous hedgehog shooters. Those mutated hedgehog spirits were holding skeletons and bending bows, and the poisonous thorns on their bodies were shaking non-stop. Poison hedgehog shooter, a mutant wild monster with upgraded attributes level 10 HP 10500 attack power 840 defense 520 skill, poisonous sting. When fighting enemies, they will shoot out poisonous stingers. The stingers will cause subsequent poisonous damage, and the damage can be superimposed. This attribute is indeed comparable to ordinary boss outside, which is why it is so difficult for ordinary players to clear copies. But Lin Xiao is no ordinary player. Blast of wind and shadow slash. The strong wind swept by, and all the poisonous hedgehog shooters in the tomb passage were knocked away. HP 5240. Of course, Lin Xiao didn't expect his damage to be able to kill these upgraded wild monsters instantly. The moment those poisonous hedgehog shooters were knocked away, Lin Xiao's figure flashed to follow up and made a follow-up slash in the air. Boom! The sword was so dazzling that the poisonous hedgehog shooters had no chance to land and were chopped into dead souls in the air. Ding! Kill the poisonous hedgehog shooter, experience value plus 7854, gold coin plus 769 ding. Kill the poisonous hedgehog shooter, experience value plus 7854, sophisticated poisonous stinger x1 ding. Kill the poisonous hedgehog shooter, experience value plus 7854, cloud eagle bow times 1. Lin Xiao took a look at the Yundiao bow that exploded. It was of yellow grade. Even the so-called masters who entered the master channel would never have more than 3 pieces of yellow grade equipment, let alone ordinary players. Whatever. Even an enhanced wild monster can explode this kind of equipment, which shows how high the benefits of the dungeon are. The experience value gain of the poisonous hedgehog shooter has doubled again. Obviously clearing the dungeon is a very time-consuming, laborious, and dangerous thing, but Lin Xiao has turned the dungeon clearing into a pleasant feast of harvesting experience equipment. 100 steps flying sword. The lightsaber passed through the tomb passage like a yellow dragon. Although the poisonous hedgehog shooters were not cleared of their health bars, Lin Xiao did not turn back to fight with them, but continued to charge forward without hesitation. Sure enough, within 3 seconds, those poisonous hedgehog shooters who were struggling to chase Lin Xiao were all dealt with by subsequent serious injuries and bleeding. Cross Evil Moon Slash. Lin Xiao's speed was already fast, and with the attack speed of the 5-kill ring, the vertical sword slashing to the moon and the horizontal slashing were almost overlapping. Bang! The cross sword light mercilessly cuts apart all the poisonous hedgehog shooters along the way. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. The broken undead blade in Lin Xiao's hand triggered the enchantment attribute, and suddenly became blood red. A fire dragon roared out, making a harsh dragon roar. When the fire dragon passed by, most of the blood bars of all the poisonous hedgehog shooters were emptied, leaving only residual blood, and a fire was planted in their hearts. After a short 2 seconds, bang! Fire burst out from the inside out, burning them to ashes. Lin Xiao crushed all the way, and after 7 or 8 minutes, he finally reached the entrance to the 3rd floor. At this time, he has reached level 11. Finally, he saw the resurrected dog and ox king in the 3rd floor tomb. It was a giant monster with the head of a dog and the body of an ox, and his waist was covered with bloody bone-chopping knives. King Niu level 10 grade, Bronze HP 53100 Attack Power 1932 Defense 2119 Skills, Deadly Flying Knives, throwing flying knives at the target. When the flying knives hit the target, they cause horrific blow damage. At the same time, they cause tearing wounds to the enemy. The wounds will continue to bleed for 10 seconds. The bleeding damage can be superimposed. When the target bleeds, movement speed reduced by 50%. Killing throwing knives. Throw more than 3 flying knives at the target at once. If they hit the target, the attack speed will be increased by 50% and the damage will be increased by 50%. As expected, it is a bronze boss. Its attribute values and skills are quite abnormal. Not to mention its super thick blood volume and defense, its attack is also ridiculously high. Lin Xiao looked at the time and decided to make a quick decision. Blast of Wind and Shadow Slash. The strong wind swept the Dog Ox King, and a damage value appeared on the top of the Dog Ox King's head. HP 4125. The damage is more than 1,000 lower than that of fighting mobs. After all, the defense of the Dog and Ox King is too high, so it is normal. And because it was a boss, the Jian Yu King was not knocked away, but there was a strong wind mark on his head. Roar! The Dog and Ox King was furious and immediately flew over with a bone-chopping knife. Flying Chop. Lin Xiao used the flash of Flying Chop to successfully avoid the flying knife, and he chose the landing point very cleverly, and he slashed the knife behind the Dog and Ox King. HP 4598. Lin Xiao's passive slash more begins to take effect. The more blood the Dog and Ox King loses, the stronger Lin Xiao's attacks will become. Roar! The Dog and Ox King roared furiously, drew out his 2 swords from his waist, turned around and slashed. 100 steps flying sword. Lin Xiao had already expected it, so after the flying slash, he didn't get greedy to make up for and just walked away with a flying sword. The moment he landed, Lin Xiao turned around and brandished his knife. Fearless Wind Wall. The moment the wind wall floated up, 5 bone-chopping knives struck at the wind wall. This is Lin Xiao's fighting experience. Even without looking back, he can guess his opponent's moves. If Lin Xiao had been slower just now, these 5 bone-chopping knives would have killed him. The Dog and Ox King was furious, throwing knives one after another, but they were unable to break through the wind wall's defense. Slash the moon with your sword. HP 5289. Across all directions. HP 6014. The blood volume of the Dog and Ox King is getting lower and lower, and Lin Xiao's damage value is getting higher and higher. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. The moment the fire dragon passed through the body of the Jian Yu King, the wind wall disappeared. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao made a sudden thrust, and the blade of the broken undead stabbed into the body of the Jian Yu King, and the Jian Yu King finally had the chance to give Lin Xiao a blow. The damage value of 1560 really hurt Lin Xiao, but Lin Xiao didn't care anymore because the battle was over. The fire of the sky fire crazy dragon burst out, and Lin Xiao gave the Inu king, who was wrapped in flames, a final blow. Bang! The huge body of the Inu king was torn apart in the fire. Feng Zhongzhou looked at the game time, with a smug smile on his lips. It's almost 12 o'clock, and my experience pill reward is about to arrive. It seems that there will be no problem in upgrading to level 8 tonight. Hey, every day I have the experience of picking things up for free, and I feel a little embarrassed. Since you're embarrassed, then don't ask for it and go home and eat shit. 20 minutes later, Lin Xiao spoke again on the Great God channel. Feng Zhongshui laughed loudly. No, Jian Yu, you pretended to be a failure, so you are going to take it out on me? I am live broadcasting, everyone has seen it, right? I believe everyone knows what kind of character Jian Yu is. Come on, is such a person worthy of all of us being fans of him? He, Jian Yu, you have killed yourself today. Lin Xiao did not respond because the system had already responded for Lin Xiao. Ding! Congratulations to player Jian Yu for successfully killing the dog and ox king. He won the first kill of the bronze boss and was awarded 10 first kill achievement points. Ding! The daily list settlement has begun. Player Jian Yu's first kill point is 17, and he wins the championship of today's list. Thank you, Ding Tok, Ling and Sui, for the gifts. To be honest, I have been ill recently and have been unable to update. I am really ashamed and touched to receive your reward. Thank you. Chapter 31. A bronze boss directly rewards 10 first kill points, which makes Lin Xiao's first kill point the highest among all the others with 17 points. On the list of single kill achievements, Lin Xiao's single kill points have also increased to 17 points, which shows that the dog and ox king boss was also single killed by him. The fans are all excited, and almost everyone is complaining that the official basic settings for SSS players are too abnormal, which makes ordinary players unable to see any hope of transcendence. But Fan Huoruoxia fell into deep contemplation, because she was an SSS level player, and she was very aware of the gap between herself and Lin Xiao, so she was confused as to why Lin Xiao, both SSS level players, could be so strong. Get to the point. Just when Fan Huoruoxia couldn't figure it out, a message to add friends was sent. Fan Huoruoxia's expression changed. It was Jian Yu who took the initiative to join her. The championship has been won by Lin Xiao. More importantly, all the competitors on the list only have 1 kill point, which does not meet the minimum 1/10 standard for receiving the award. Immediately, the system ranking reward settlement is completed. According to system statistics, except for the champion, all players on the list will lose the qualification to receive awards. The champion will receive the cap reward, intermediate experience pill times 10. I hope other players will continue their efforts tomorrow. The great gods were immediately furious. Ren Kuangwudi was furious. Jian Yu. The great god reward belongs to all of us great gods. Now it's all ruined by UBD. Let me tell you, if you don't give us a satisfactory compensation today, we will never let it go you. Originally, Lin Xiao planned to live in peace with them, but they were taken advantage of by Feng Zhongmei. They greeted all the 18 generations of Lin Xiao's ancestors. It was good enough that Lin Xiao didn't cause any trouble to them. How dare he ask Lin Xiao for compensation? Lin Xiao sarcastically said, a reward that belongs to you? It's a joke. There is no charity from the strong. Any reward is not for weaklings like you. There is no justice for the weak. Whoever is stronger is justified. Don't you understand the simple truth of the jungle? I know you are dissatisfied, but if you are dissatisfied, just hold it in. The man is so mad that his liver is about to burst with anger. This is what you said, okay. We will meet in Zhenlongchenj at this time tomorrow. Don't think that you are the only one who has a chance encounter, I also have it. When the time comes, I will let you beg. Double the compensation for me. Lin Xiao said disdainfully, okay. I'll wait for you at True Dragon City tomorrow. The melon-eating crowd suddenly became excited. The master made a public appointment, and there will be another big melon to eat tomorrow. Lin Xiao took 10 experience pills at once, and his level suddenly rose to level 12. Although there is no level ranking list yet, Lin Xiao remembers that on the second day after the server was launched, the highest level player was a foreign expert player, and he is still an official player secretly cultivated by the country, but even with the support of powerful national resources, the Great Master has only barely reached level 9. Lin Xiao started to clean up the loot. As the bronze boss, the dog, and ox king, the reward was naturally extraordinary. Wind Dead Helmet, level 10 grade, orange, epic level, HP 645 physical defense 312 spell defense, 415 additional attributes, physical defense plus 304 epic attribute, aura shield, which can be immune to any enemy attack. After being attacked, the shield will be destroyed and enter a cooldown time of 40 seconds. This attribute is very good. Even if Lin Xiao is skillful in operation and has defensive skills such as Wind Wall, it is inevitable that he will sometimes fall into danger due to mistakes. With the aura shield, when Lin Xiao falls into danger, saved his life. In addition, there are Wind Speaker armor, Wind Bounder leggings, and Wind Rider boots, all of which are orange epic level equipment. These equipments make up a complete set of Wind series protective equipment. In addition to the impressive basic attributes, there is also an additional set of active skills. Wind series set skill, Flash. Flash, instantly flash to the target location, the maximum distance is 20 meters, the figure disappears when flashing, avoiding all damage. The attributes of the suit can be extracted as its own skills. The skills that originally come with this kind of equipment cannot be used again after changing the equipment. However, the attributes of the set can be extracted and become your own skills. Even if the equipment is changed in the future, you can still use it. Lin Xiao then chose to extract skills and put on this set of defense equipment. Lin Xiao's blood volume officially reached 3000, and his double defense officially exceeded 1000. Although Lin Xiao has always pursued the ultimate attack power, he has never been able to ignore replenishing defense and blood volume. After all, you can only have a chance to output if you are alive. Apart from armor, Lin Xiao was most interested in a piece of magic jade. It was a piece of green jade that had no specific purpose, but it had a text introduction. Phantom Demon Stone, a piece of jade infused with magical thoughts. For specific usage methods, you need to consult enchanted equipment merchants from various places. You will often get unexpected surprises. This kind of fantasy magic stone has been exposed by many great gods before. Lin Xiao was very impressed. At that time, those great gods were so angry that they cursed the official for cheating. They worked so hard to get the first kill, but they were rewarded with a piece of useless stone. Breaking stones. That's because in the previous life, no players unlocked new professions at all, so this kind of prop was naturally useless to them, but it was different now. Lin Xiao had been thinking about having a chat with those enchantment merchants some other day, but he never expected that the opportunity would come so soon. Enchanting merchants are usually only found in high-end city-states. This time I went to True Dragon City to visit them. Lin Xiao has completed the 10th level tribulation mission, so he returned to Yacrying Island, preparing to receive the 10th level tribulation reward. But at this moment, Fan Huaruoxiu's message box popped up, and she sent the voice chat directly, which made communication more convenient. Lin Xiao thought for a while and accepted the call invitation. "Hello, are you free to chat now? Trust me, I'm here to help you." The beautiful and sweet voice is like the sound of nature, both familiar and as if it has been a long time ago. Although only 3 days had passed since his last life, to Lin Xiao who had experienced it, it felt like a lifetime ago. Lin Xiao smiled, "You help me? Is there anything you can do to help me? You shouldn't have been angry with Ren Kuangwudi just now. As long as you agree, I can immediately use my connections to settle this matter for you." Lin Xiao's tone was cold, "No need, I don't take him seriously." No, believe me. He just said that he had a chance in romance. He was not bragging. As far as I know, it is a hidden treasure map that needs to be unlocked in True Dragon City. After the treasure map is unlocked, a hidden treasure map can be opened. Everyone can participate in the dungeon event, but as the owner of the treasure map, he is invincible during the event. When he gets the event reward, you will be in big trouble. Lin Xiao's eyes lit up, "You are talking about the Saint Laurent treasure map, right?" Fan Huaruoxiu was surprised, "How did you know?" Chapter 32. Lin Xiao smiled indifferently, "I know far more than you know. A mere man who is crazy about being invincible wants to be invincible in the Saint Laurent labyrinth. I can only say that he thinks too much." Although Lin Xiao didn't care about being crazy and invincible, he still expressed his gratitude to Fan Huaruoxiu for the reminder. Fan Huaruoxiu said angrily, "Your self-confidence is really too much. Forget it, you just won the championship reward. It is when you are proud that your mentality will inevitably drift. Now you can't listen to anything I say." I hope we can meet in True Dragon City when the event starts tomorrow, and we can talk in detail then, how about that? Lin Xiao said, okay, see you at True Dragon City tomorrow. After hanging up the voice, Lin Xiao came to the temple of the Night King. The suspended kyanite in the temple once again emitted an X-shaped light. Ding! Congratulations on getting the level 10 Tribulation Reward Gift Pack. Ding! The Tribulation Overcoming Gift Pack has been unlocked. Congratulations on getting the skill book, Eye of the Void, Holy Light Descends. The Divine Eye of the Void, opening the Eye of Divine Consciousness, can see through all obstacles within 100 meters, exposing all enemies, traps, secret passages, and other hidden dangers. Holy Light comes, sacrifice a Holy Light. When the Holy Light shines, all enemies within the scope of the Holy Light will be temporarily blinded for 2 seconds and suffer super high light attribute real magic damage. Lin Xiao's eyes lit up. Skills with light attribute damage are rare. Facing light attribute skills, it is useless no matter how high the double defense is, because the light attribute skills deal all real damage and are ignored. Double defense. In addition to super high real damage, more importantly, the blinding effect of light attribute skills is also effective on boss. In the previous life, light attribute skills were standard equipment for top masters. It is precisely because of the emergence of this skill that the swordsman, who was already weak in the later stage, was in an even more embarrassing situation. Even if Lin Xiao didn't have all kinds of special equipment, he wouldn't dare to easily fight against a magic master who had learned several light attribute skills. Originally, this skill only began to appear in major colleges after level 50, but now Lin Xiao has learned it at level 12. Lin Xiao's lips curled up with a hint of pride. If he was only full of confidence in the Saint Laurent Labyrinth event before, now, he has already locked in the event rewards in advance. The next day, as soon as Lin Xiao opened her eyes in bed, she saw Xiamin holding a stool and sitting in front of her bed. She held her chin, blinked, and smiled at Lin Xiao, who had just woken up. Lin Xiao was so shocked that he quickly sat up. Hey! Do you still have some girlish reserve? I am also a man, okay? If you sneak into my room, aren't you afraid of letting the sheep fall into the tiger's mouth? Before Lin Xiao could finish speaking, Xiamin said nonchalantly, it's not clear who is the sheep and who is the tiger. Lin Xiao was speechless. Even if I'm afraid of you, what on earth do you want to do with me? Xiamin said, hey, you should know about Ren Kuangwudi's date with Jian Yu. Lin Xiao frowned, I know, what does this have to do with you? Xiamin said, of course it does matter. Ren Kuangwudi spent the entire night last night and went offline this morning. He is now at level 9. His team has issued a notice saying that tonight Ren Kuangwudi will definitely be able to get it. Level 10, and clear the Dog and Ox King dungeon. Although the official recommendation for the Jian Yu King copy is that you can only clear it after level 12, but if Ren Kuangwudi can find dozens of S-level and above players to form a group with him to clear it, although it is dangerous and slow, it is indeed possible. Opportunity passed by. Xiamin continued, it is said that he will unlock a treasure map in True Dragon City tonight, and then all players will be able to participate in the event. Hey, although he has a bad mouth, judging from this matter, he's quite nice, and he's actually willing to share his treasure map with all the players on the server. Lin Xiao rolled his eyes, no, I didn't expect that there is such a simple person like you in this world. Xiamin was stunned, what's wrong? Lin Xiao then said, for a private event like the Saint Laurent treasure map, the initiator of the event will be blessed with all kinds of super abnormal abilities from the beginning. It can be said that the winner has already been determined, while everyone else is just go and increase the popularity of the event for free, because the higher the popularity of the event, the richer the reward will be for the final winner. Now you should understand why Ren Kuangwudi is so kind and invites all players to participate in his event. After Lin Xiao's explanation, Xiamin suddenly realized, I'm going to ask you why this guy is so kind. It turns out that he is risking our lives to increase the popularity of his activities. Humph. I wanted to come to you and ask, okay? There is no inside information for me, now, This is rubbish activity, whoever is going to do it will be fooled, and I will not accompany you. However, Lin Xiao immediately smiled again, you don't have to be so angry. In fact, it's not impossible for you to get benefits from the event. Xiamin quickly said, do you have any idea? Come on, let's talk about it. Lin Xiao said, according to the information I heard, after the Saint Laurent Maze Adventure event, there will be an Easter egg reward activity. This kind of Easter egg reward is specially given to those participants who failed to receive the reward, and those who won the final reward. People who win big prizes cannot have them. But the rules of this kind of private event are all customized by the individual, that is, the person who wins the final grand prize can decide where the last 3 Easter eggs of the event will be refreshed. As long as you can predict the location where the Easter eggs will be refreshed, they can be there in advance. Just wait and you will naturally be able to drink soup with the winner. Xiamin rolled her eyes at Lin Xiao. You already said that the winner has been booked by Crazy Woody for a long time. He must have given the Easter egg to his cronies. How could it be my turn? Lin Xiao said, hey, I just said that he was blessed with various super abnormal abilities from the beginning, but I didn't say that the default winner must be him. Xiamin frowned, if it's not him, who else could it be? Lin Xiao shook his head speechlessly, no, which super god has been the most popular in the past 2 days, do you need me to remind you? Xiamin's eyes lit up, you mean, Jian Yu? Lin Xiao nodded. Xiamin said angrily, just because you said it doesn't mean you didn't say it, I know Jian Yu, but he doesn't know me. Lin Xiao shrugged, this is none of my business. Jian Yu will definitely participate in tonight's event. If you are lucky, you might be able to meet him. As for whether you can ask him to reward you if you want to drink soup, it depends on your own ability. Xiamin thought for a while, okay. Thank you for the inside information. If Sister Min I can follow the master to drink soup tonight, then I promise to give you a bite. I have a piece of yellow equipment and will give it to you for free. How? So, I am generous enough. Lin Xiao's eyes almost turned white, and he thought to himself, I have hundreds of pieces of yellow equipment in my warehouse now, and I still need you to reward them? Lin Xiao said directly, you'd better treat me to a meal. A gentleman doesn't take away what others like. You'd better keep such good equipment for yourself and enjoy it. Chapter 33. After seeing Xiamin off, Lin Xiao got up and had breakfast. After not going shopping for a long time, he went out to buy a few trendy brands for himself. He was in a good mood because he knew that tonight was another harvest night for him. At noon, Lin Xiao returned to the rental house and logged into the game. True Dragon City is a city-state that is said to have been founded by the descendants of an ancient dragon. In the center of the city-state, there is a river in the city that is as wide as 100 feet wide. The dragon's roar makes people's hearts palpitate. The whole city is majestic and majestic, several times more grand than the Sword Immortal City. Today is the 3rd day of server opening, and True Dragon City finally welcomed its first guest. Various city guards are patrolling the streets. Some NPCs are waiting for players to ask questions on the streets, while others are waiting for customers in various shops and buildings. Players like Lin Xiao who come in and out of True Dragon City are not allowed to go to the North City, so he can only pick up tasks and find things to do in the South City. Many NPCs have special mission icons above their heads. Most of these missions are ordinary missions. Ordinary players can take them one after another. Super players like Lin Xiao would not bother taking on such trivial missions. Soon, Lin Xiao found the person he was looking for under a willow tree by the river. Enchanted equipment dealer Xian Yuku. Xian Yuku is a bad old man with a goatee and a mean face. He is wearing a funny shabby robe and is taking a nap against a tree trunk. Lin Xiao stepped forward, hey, the deal is here. Without opening his eyes, Xian Yuku said impatiently, look clearly, I am an enchanted equipment dealer and I do not serve junk newcomers. If you want to buy junk equipment, go to those junk stores in the city. Lin Xiao said, do you think I am trash? Xian Yuku opened his eyes displeased. Lin Xiao's broken undead blade was touching the tip of his nose. Xian Yuku blurted out, FKU. The transformed blade of the ruined undead has its own enchantment properties, and Lin Xiao's eyes with different pupils and the 2-color flame on his forehead indicate his identity. He is not one of the top 8 mainstream professional players. But a new profession that has never appeared before, the Sword Demon. Hey, young hero, don't get excited. If you have something to say, please tell me. Please put the sword away first. Thank you. Lin Xiao put away the broken undead blade and went straight to the point, how to use this magic stone. Seeing the magic stone, Xian Yuku forgot to turn his eyes and stared at the magic stone. Can I pick it up and take a closer look? Lin Xiao did not object. Xian Yuku took the magic stone from his hand, pretended to look at it for a while, and then pretended to sigh. This stone is just so-so. It's okay. Let's do this. I'll take a small loss and give you a Windwalker necklace and a Wind Hermit ring, so that you can complete a set of orange epic outfits. You can give me this magic stone. Lin Xiao smiled coldly and took back the magic stone from Xian Yuku's hand. Farewell. After saying that, Lin Xiao turned around and left. Not all NPCs in Eternal Journey are good people. Many novice players who are unaware will be deceived. Lin Xiao often deals with various NPCs and has long been a veteran. He can tell at the first glance that this Xinyiku is a profiteer, so he won't be fooled. Sure enough, Xian Yuku became anxious and hurriedly chased after him. Young man, don't be impulsive. Forget it, I'll vomit some more blood and help you enchant all the equipment on your body with epic. This will be all right. Hey, what I'm offering you is really a good price. I have an 80-year-old mother and an 18-year-old wife. I have a bunch of children to support, so you have to let me earn some money. However, Lin Xiao still didn't stop. Finally, Xian Yuku stopped Lin Xiao forcefully and stamped his feet. I'm afraid of you. If you don't clear the special dungeon, I will give you another dungeon artifact, the Dark Fire Seed. Seeing that Lin Xiao still didn't nod, Xian Yuku gritted his teeth and said, add another elementary alchemy book. Lin Xiao was stunned for a moment. Hey, I haven't read many books. Don't lie to me. How can you, an equipment seller, have a pharmacist skill book? Xian Yuku said, hey, you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I have the goods for you. Just tell me whether you want to change it or not. After learning the Alchemy Sutra, you can create all kinds of magical elixirs. These are not ordinary potions that increase blood and blue, but are real elixirs that can perform miraculous effects. Let's put it this way, in the previous life, there was no great master who did not take drugs during PK, including Lin Xiao. When engaging in some life and death battles, he would not hesitate to spend money to buy some magical elixirs for self-defense. Lin Xiao raised his lips. Deal. Treasurer Xinyi breathed a sigh of relief. Although the budget was a bit large and the profit was not as much as expected, overall, it was relatively cost-effective. Ding! The Wind Dead Helmet was successfully enchanted. Wind Dead Helmet, enchanted level 10 grade, orange, epic level, HP 745 physical defense 462 spell defense, 525 epic attribute, aura shield, which can be immune to any enemy attack. After being attacked, the shield will be destroyed and enter a cooldown time of 40 seconds. Enchantment attribute, double defense switching. When suffering a physical attack, the spell defense automatically switches to physical defense. When suffering a spell attack, the physical defense automatically switches to the spell defense. The enchantment attribute is really powerful. In addition to the improvement in attribute values, it is also quite intelligent. In this way, as long as it is attacked by a single type, it is equivalent to automatically doubling the defense. Immediately, Xian Yuku enchanted all other Wind series equipment for Lin Xiao, and finally gave him an enchanted Windwalker necklace and a Wind Hermit ring. Windrunner necklace, level 12 level, orange, epic level, attack power 198-216 enchanting attributes, experience gain plus 15%. Wind Hermit ring, level 12 level, orange, epic level, spell power 399-451 enchanting attributes, experience gain plus 15%. It's actually an experience accessory. This was really a surprise to Lin Xiao. Originally, Lin Xiao already had double experience for life. Now the experience gain of 2 accessories per hour can be increased by another 30%, which is equivalent to an extra hour for every 3 hours of brushing. It was still only the afternoon. Ren Kuangwudi wanted to reach level 10, and he had also cleared the Dog and Ox King copy. It would be at least 10 o'clock, so Lin Xiao could take the opportunity to improve his level strength. Ghost Fire, a fire filled with the resentment of ghost souls. After being ignited, it can be driven by one's own thoughts. The power of hellfire is unparalleled. However, it must be used with caution against boss, and the use time is only 1 hour. This is what Xian Yuku calls the dungeon mastering artifact. With him, even if Ren Kuang invincible cheats, he can't even hope to beat Lin Xiao. Immediately, Lin Xiao said coldly, where is the elementary alchemy sutra? Thanks to Orange, Li, Lingying, 44768228, Yayu, Silent Snail, Sui, 389626000, 30914578 for the rewards. Thank you to all the bosses, you are so generous. The update was half an hour late, and I finally wrote it. I didn't break my promise, I breathed a sigh of relief, ha ha ha. Chapter 34. Xin Yuko sighed and reluctantly took out a junior alchemy book. I just won this from Ji Baiko, the pharmacist in the south of the city. I haven't warmed it up yet. Lin Xiao took it from Xin Yuko's hand and showed a wicked and proud smile, thanks. At this time, Lin Xiao is level 12. After the full set of enchantments just now, his health has reached 4000, and his double defense is 1500. If he is attacked by a single target, the enchantment conversion can reach 3000. So, he came to the misty forest outside True Dragon City, which was a paradise for upgrading and a hell for dying at any time. Because there are so many wild monsters here, but they are shrouded in black fog all year round. Whenever players start to grind, there may be some boss that has taken advantage of the fog and quietly lurked behind the players. The players' sight range is blocked and they are completely unaware. When the boss launches a surprise attack, the player can basically return to the city. As soon as Lin Xiao stepped into the forest, he was immediately surrounded by black mist. Relying on the faint moonlight, he could barely see within a distance of 20 or 30 meters. On the ground in front of him, there were more than a dozen highly venomous vipers crawling. The snakes held their heads high, spitting out their forked black snake tongues, and exhaled hissing towards Lin Xiao. This was a warning, warning Lin Xiao not to move forward. Lin Xiao opened the divine eye of the void. Suddenly, all the black mist within a radius of 100 meters disappeared in Lin Xiao's eyes. Only then did he see clearly that from the grass in the distance to the place where he was standing, everything was filled with this poison. Viper. The snakes spit out messages and make a rustling sound, like a sea tide. The grass undulates layer by layer caused by the snakes swimming, like ocean waves, layer upon layer. Their upright bodies, flat heads, sinister little eyes flashing coldly, and their chirping sounds are frightening. Venomous viper, a venomous snake that can spit out deadly poisonous mist. Level 14 HP 5412 defense, 314 spell power, 587 skill, spray poisonous mist at the enemy. The poisoned enemy will bear poisonous gas damage for 5 seconds. When the enemy is continuously sprayed with poisonous mist, the damage value will be superimposed. Suddenly, all the equipment on Lin Xiao turned scarlet, because these poisonous vipers were all magic attacks, and the enchanted armor automatically converted all physical defense into magic defense. Lin Xiao started his quick steps and rushed into the snake formation. Phew! 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 The highly venomous vipers immediately attacked in groups, constantly spraying green poisonous mist towards Lin Xiao. HP -1, HP -1, HP -1. Lin Xiao's head kept floating a blood volume -1 damage value, because after Lin Xiao's enchantment transformation, the spell defense had exceeded the maximum damage value of these poisonous vipers. This kind of -1 blood volume is already a bit of encouragement damage forcibly deducted by the game's damage calculation system. Otherwise, Lin Xiao would not lose any blood at all. Lin Xiao had already calculated this result in his mind, so he dared to risk attracting nearly 200 venomous vipers at once. Even if the venomous vipers had damage superimposed, they still could not reach Lin Xiao's defense value, and his blood volume would still be the same. Just -1. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao suddenly turned around and rushed into the mighty group of snakes. At this time, the group of snakes had crowded into a round ball with a diameter of more than 20 meters. Those straight-line group attack skills can no longer kill them all at once. The holy light is coming. The dilapidated undead blade in Lin Xiao's hand pointed directly at the night sky. A flash of light suddenly appeared on the tip of the sword, and then it shone brightly. Those highly venomous vipers were like a group of fish fry, thrown into the hot desert, roasted by the venomous sunshine, and instantly steamed and baked into dried fish. Under the holy light, there is no one left alive. Ding! Kill the poisonous viper, experience value plus 4852, snake bone cloak x1 ding. Kill the poisonous viper, experience value plus 4852, viper venom x1 ding. Kill the poisonous viper, experience value plus 4852, viper blood x1. These poisonous vipers are not dungeon monsters. Even if Lin Xiao has double experience time for life, the experience gain cannot be so high. However, Lin Xiao just got an experience necklace and an experience ring, and the experience value is increased by 30%, it is not surprising that the income is so high. Lin Xiao was not interested in equipment, but viper venom and viper blood were what he wanted. These two materials were just right for him to practice with. After all, Primary alchemy requires continuous alchemy to improve proficiency. Soon, those poisonous vipers appeared again. In the forest filled with poisonous gas and fog, Lin Xiao was like an angler, using his own body as bait to attract these stupid fish-like sand sculptures. Then, die! The viper blood and viper venom in Lin Xiao's package accumulated rapidly, and the experience bar slowly increased amidst the wails of the vipers. If Ren Kuangwudi wants to reach the 10th level, then Lin Xiao will not stop and wait for him to reach the 10th level. When the time comes, I hope his face will not be too ugly. Bang! After 2 hours of furious grinding, Lin Xiao reached level 13 in a dazzling light. Then, Lin Xiao changed hills and came to a black water lake. In the swamp mud beside the lake, there are large numbers of black-winged man-eating crocodiles. Some of the man-eating crocodiles reach 5 or 6 meters in length. These are enhanced versions of the man-eating crocodiles. Although these enhanced versions of man-eating crocodiles had abnormal attributes, Lin Xiao didn't care. After the enchantment transformation, all Lin Xiao's equipment turned blue, and all spell defenses were instantly converted into physical defenses. Lin Xiao immediately began to move around to attract monsters, and it was basically impossible to hit him with physical close-range attacks. Even if he occasionally suffered 1 or 2 unavoidable attacks, Lin Xiao would be dismissed as a beggar for the small amount of blood he lost. Blast of wind and shadow slash. Ordinary man-eating crocodiles would naturally die suddenly on the spot, while those enhanced versions of the man-eating crocodiles would just suffer a few more flying chops in the air. In addition to super high experience and a large amount of equipment, Lin Xiao also harvested a lot of man-eating crocodile gallbladder. This is a good material for making elixirs. This is what Lin Xiao wants. Suddenly, a terrifying electric light flashed out from the fog and shot directly into Lin Xiao. Normally, even Lin Xiao would never be able to react to such an unexpected attack. However, before all the electric light broke out of the fog, the fearless wind wall had already floated up. Bang! The electric light hit a string of sparks on the fearless wind wall, and Lin Xiao was naturally unscathed. Immediately, an Angoraceratops rushed out and roared at Lin Xiao. It seemed unwilling to do so. It couldn't figure out why such a perfect sneak attack was blocked. Little did he know that its every move had been seen by Lin Xiao's void divine eyes, and he was just waiting for it to come to his door. Lin Xiao's lips curled up into a sneer. Others were leveling up here because they were afraid that the boss would suddenly appear and give them an unforgettable and cruel surprise. But Lin Xiao is different, what he wants is the boss. How refreshing it would be to be able to occasionally clear 2 bosses to refresh yourself during the boring process of leveling up. Just now he had been browsing for more than 2 hours without encountering a boss coming to give gifts, so he changed the place. Now that he changed the place, business started to come to his door as expected. Chapter 35. Angolan Ceratops, Level 14 Grade, Bronze HP 54200 Spell Power, 4128 Defense, 2180 Skill, Lightning, which fires a super powerful electric light at the enemy. The enemy hit will suffer a high amount of lightning magic damage. Thunderous Power, electric rays explode like spider webs. If the enemy is hit by 2 or more electric rays, they will be stunned for 1 second. Legal damage has always been higher than physical damage. Of course Lin Xiao knows this, but the Angoraceratops in front of him is a bit ridiculously high, directly exceeding 4000. Lin Xiao knew exactly what he should do now. Before the fearless wind wall disappeared, Lin Xiao unleashed his skills almost at the speed of light. Evil Moon Cross Slash. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. Blast of Wind and Shadow Slash. In 2 seconds, Lin Xiao fired 3 skills. Angoraceratops' huge body had no time to react, and all 3 skills hit. The electric light it released was all blocked by the fearless wind wall. Maybe this means that I am only allowed to hit you in the face, but you are not allowed to hit mine. The moment the wind wall disappeared, Lin Xiao moved decisively. Flying Chop. Lin Xiao followed the mark of the wind, flashed behind the Angoraceratops, and gave it another hard blow. The blows were as fast as a gust of wind and the terrifying damage that exploded on the meter, and the bloodline of the Angoraceratops was reduced to half in a few times. Bang! Angoraceratops suddenly burst out with lightning on the spot. The lightning exploded and divided into countless terrifying electric rays. But Lin Xiao not only did not hide, but instead faced the Angoraceratops' head with a sharp blade attack. Bang! Several rays of lightning hit Lin Xiao at the same time, but Lin Xiao only had a flash of blue light and his health did not drop at all. It turned out that it was the aura shield of the Wind Death's helmet that helped Lin Xiao block the blow. It was precisely because of the aura shield that Lin Xiao dared to be so tough. Angoraceratops' blood volume has been getting lower and lower, and with the passive blessing of getting stronger and stronger, Lin Xiao's damage is getting higher and higher. The holy light is coming. In the dazzling white light, even the boss, Angoraceratops, was forcibly blinded. In desperation, he could only use the power of thunder again. However, Lin Xiao had already used the 100 steps flying sword in advance, turning it into a ray of light, penetrating its body and flying away gracefully. Boom! The Angoraceratops exploded and died on the spot. At this time, Ren Kuangwudi finally managed to reach level 10 and was leading people to enter the tomb of the Dog and Ox King. Seeing the news of Lin Xiao's first kill, although Ren Kuangwudi was angry, he was already numb. It only took Lin Xiao less than 20 minutes to clear the tomb of the Dog and Ox King, but it was Lin Xiao, the 40-person team formed by Ren Kuangwudi, and it took him a full 2 hours to finally clear it. Except for Ren Kuangwudi himself, all the other team members died at least twice. Although they paid such a heavy price, this was not the first kill. Therefore, there was no first kill point reward, and the equipment that was exploded was shabby. This is not the most irritating thing. The most irritating thing is that in these 2 hours, Lin Xiao got the first kill of several bosses, 3 of which were bronze bosses. At this time, Lin Xiao's first kill point has reached 60, and all the great gods have completely collapsed, and tonight's experience pill reward is completely out of the question. In the Great God channel, Ren Kuangwudi said fiercely, Jian Yu. You must be very proud now, I advise you not to be happy too early. I don't care about others, but if you want to take away my Great God reward today, then you just want to don't even think about it. I'm going to decide today's great reward. Even if Jesus comes, he can't take it away. I said so. Lin Xiao replied, what a coincidence, I will definitely get your reward today, even if Jesus comes, I can't keep it, I said so. At this time, Lin Xiao's level had reached level 14, level 14.5 to be exact. As long as he upgrades to another level, he can draw the soul lottery again. Ren Kuangwudi said angrily, okay. This is what you said, then do you dare to make a bet with me? Lin Xiao said, next time you want to bet with me, don't ask me if I dare. Just tell me what you want to bet. Okay. Let's bet on whether you can steal my master reward today. Whoever loses will change their ID to me and my dad to steal shit. Lin Xiao sneered, the last person who lost a bet with me hasn't changed it yet. If you have the ability, let him change it first. Otherwise, I won't believe you. Good. Ren Kuangwudi agreed wholeheartedly. At first, everyone thought he was joking, but unexpectedly, just 5 minutes later, Feng Zhongmei changed his ID to Feng Zhongqi % on live broadcast. The whole server was in an uproar. Damn it! You can actually let a big anchor change his ID live. What is the origin of this crazy guy? No wonder he dares to have such a crazy ID. It turns out that he is really crazy about strength. It seems that I have to reserve my opinion now. I'm afraid it's hard to say who will win tonight's fight with the masters. Jian Yu. You should have nothing to say now. The bet is now officially in effect. If you dare to go back on me then, don't blame me for being rude. Stop talking nonsense. You can open the treasure map in your hand. I'm still waiting to get the grand prize. Hey, you're still dreaming about competing with me for the grand prize. Just wait until you get your shit. System announcements immediately popped up. Player Ren Kuangwudi has unlocked the Yves Saint Laurent treasure map. The Yves Saint Laurent maze will open in 20 minutes. All players can teleport directly to the maze entrance through the nearby teleportation point to participate in the event. For detailed event rules, please check the event details page. Lin Xiao naturally didn't need to check. He clearly remembered all the activities he had experienced all the way from a mortal to a god. The main task of the event is to pass through the Saint Laurent maze, reach the Saint Laurent ruins hidden underground, and then kill the final boss in the Saint Laurent ruins to be considered victorious. However, let alone defeating the final boss, 99.9% of players cannot even pass the maze. Because, in addition to facing various perverted monsters and bosses, players also have to face various torturous and deceptive levels in the maze. Players will encounter various level bosses in the maze. After finally defeating the boss, some players will receive a hidden reward of advancing 15 levels. Some players went back 15 levels. In the previous life, there was a team of players who could be called the unluckiest. They finally reached the exit level, but after killing a boss, they went back 20 levels. But they were not discouraged, and relied on their own efforts to kill 4 bosses again, and finally succeeded in making the entire team retreat to the entrance of the maze. As the owner of the treasure map, Ren Kuang Invincible naturally has the green light. If nothing else happens, he will definitely be the first player to pass the maze test and reach the ruins of Saint Laurent. Ren Kuang Wudi shouted in the group, Jian Yu. It seems that we have never met before, come on. I'm waiting for you at the entrance of the maze. Today I team up with Brother Shi % for live broadcast, and today I want everyone to see clearly who the number 1 swordsman in the eternal journey is. Lin Xiao sneered, the number 1 swordsman? Sorry, I'm not interested, so I'll leave it to you. Chapter 36. Ren Kuang Wudi angrily said, stop putting yourself in a favorable position. My brother Wudi wants to be number 1, and do I need you to give in? Stop talking nonsense, the event is about to start, and the audience in the live broadcast room is waiting. See how you get slapped in the face by me, don't keep everyone waiting for too long. Lin Xiao sneered, found the teleporter in the city, and immediately teleported to the entrance of the maze. At this time, the maze entrance was already crowded with people, and the crowding level was comparable to that of a novice village. The gimmick of a fight between a master and a master has whetted the appetite of players across the server. Of course, everyone hopes to watch this kind of show live. When Lin Xiao appeared, the already noisy scene was completely boiling. They were all amazed by Lin Xiao's unique sword demon appearance. Ren Kuang Wudi was waiting at the starting point of the maze entrance with the great gods. They occupied the C position on the stage, but no one in the audience turned their attention to them. Lin Xiao was like a superstar that attracted everyone's attention, facing the gaze of everyone in the audience and heading towards the gods on the stage. No one needed to clear the way. Wherever he passed, all the players made way for him. The great gods on the stage all became dim in front of him. The Forgiveness Hat wholesaler exclaimed, holy crap! Is this a new skin from the official website? It's cool. Where did you get it? I'll get one later too. Fan Huoruoxiu said coldly, you shouldn't. After all, you are considered a high-level player on the list. Do you only look at your opponent by his appearance? The wholesaler of Forgiveness Hats was stunned, Goddess Ruoxiu, what do you mean? Fan Huoruoxiu rolled her eyes, I don't want to talk to the sand sculpture. I have to look at his attribute list myself. The Forgiveness Hat wholesaler clicked on Lin Xiao's attribute list. After taking a look at it, he immediately screamed, I'll go. What's going on, sword demon? What kind of profession is this? Did you see it when you chose your profession just now? Is this an option? In the group of great gods, except for Lin Xiao Yuki Jueshan, the others are not much different, at least in the early stages, there is not much difference. They have all reached level 10, and each one has determined his or her profession. Fan Huoruoxiu is the same as in the previous life, choosing to be an operational assassin. Because Lin Xiao's performance these days was so impressive, most of the others chose the same swordsman as Lin Xiao. However, when they saw Lin Xiao again, he did not continue his career as a swordsman. Instead, he chose a new profession that they had never heard of, the sword demon. These great gods were secretly shocked in their hearts. Are they really playing the same game as Lin Xiao? The prettiest boy said cautiously, Brother Invincible, no wonder he said he would give the number 1 swordsman to you. It turns out that he has already chosen a new profession and doesn't bother to compete with you. Ren Kuang Wudi gritted his teeth and said, if you think he is better than me, you can team up with him now, I won't force you. The most handsome boy quickly put on a smile and said, I was just joking, Brother Wu Vai, don't take it seriously. You have the blessing of the treasure map key. Of course we will follow you to drink soup. Jian Yu is nothing. Ren Kuang Wudi's face looked better now, humph. It's good that you know. While talking, Lin Xiao came to the starting stage. Ren Kuang Wudi followed dozens of great teammates behind him, squinting at Lin Xiao with an arrogant look. Although Lin Xiao was alone, he looked down upon the invincible man with an even more arrogant look, just like a tiger looking down upon a flock of sheep. The drama is about to begin. The whole audience held their breath. Before the two parties spoke, Feng Zhong recalled, no, it was Feng Zhong eating % shit, he jumped out again. Jian Yu. You little BCH, we meet again. Lin Xiao deliberately stared at the ID on his head and mocked, "Friend, have we met? Oh, I remembered it. I did meet a big anchor a few days ago, and his mouth is as mean as yours, but I remember his ID is Feng Zhongmei, are you two brothers?" "You?" Feng Zhong was so angry that his forehead was steaming with anger. You must know that each player's ID can only be modified once, so now he can only spend his entire gaming career with this ID. Now he was angry and regretful. He regretted why he made this bet with Lin Xiao live broadcast. Originally, he really wanted to default on the bill, but he didn't expect that the backstage of Ren Kuang Invincible was too tough. Just now, the president of Shark Platform personally called him, telling him that he must change his ID on live broadcast immediately, otherwise, his body will be found lying in the garbage early tomorrow morning. How can a small anchor like him compete with someone who even the president of the platform is talking about? Therefore, even though he has to bear a humiliating ID for the rest of his life, he has to give in. The event was about to start in 3 minutes, and at this moment, Fan Huoruoxiu stood up. "Brother Wu Vai, please give me some face and let me talk to Jian Yu alone for a while." Ren Kuangwudi thought for a while and snorted coldly, "Okay, I believe you are a smart person and you will definitely know who to side with." Blossom Ruoxiu pulled Lin Xiao to a corner. "Listen to me, now is your last chance. As long as you put away your stubborn temper and are willing to shake hands with Ren Kuangwudi and make peace, I will take care of the rest for you." Lin Xiao said, "Are you really so afraid of him?" Fan Huoruoxiu said calmly, "This is not because of fear, but because of the special period. I have to choose to cooperate with him." Lin Xiao said, "What good will it do to you to cooperate with him?" Fan Huoruoxiu said, "He has a treasure map key in his hand. Anyone who forms a team with him will be blessed by the attributes of the key during the event. Don't be surprised when I tell you that all our attributes can be doubled in the maze. Even our teammates can have such abnormal attribute blessings. You can imagine how much he can increase. This is why all the great gods will unswervingly choose to form a team with Ren Kuangwudi. Although the final championship reward has been reserved by Ren Kuangwudi, being able to drink some soup with Ren Kuangwudi is already quite rich for them." Fan Huoruoxiu urged, "How about it, the event is about to start, have you thought about it clearly? Believe me, I have no ill intentions towards you, I really want to make you a friend." Lin Xiao said, "I also want to make you a friend, so if I let you team up with me now, what do you think?" Fan Huoruoxiu looked at Lin Xiao with a very strange expression, "Have you listened carefully to what I said? You don't really think that just the two of us can defeat dozens of great gods with abnormal attributes, right?" Lin Xiao's lips curled up, "Actually, I am enough alone, you just need to win." Fan Huoruoxiu shook her head speechlessly, "Forget it, let's wait until the event is over and let the facts speak for themselves. The event is about to start. I'll go there first, so you can take care of yourself." After all, Fan Huoruoxiu chose Ren Kuang Invincible, and a trace of disappointment flashed in Lin Xiao's eyes. It turns out that Busty Ruoxiu is just like ordinary players, not daring to take risks easily. Lin Xiao is different. In his last life, his talent was at the bottom. If he hadn't taken risks again and again and bet on all kinds of unpopular opportunities, he would never have been able to catch up. Technically superior to all servers. Players without an adventurous spirit may achieve very high achievements, but they will never be the highest. You can only imagine the future achievements of Huoruoxiu. Chapter 37. The Saint Laurent Treasure Map event has officially begun. Players are requested to start immediately. The first player to reach the Saint Laurent ruins will receive an extra gift. Immediately, all the players flocked to the secret passage of the maze. The secret passage was very crowded at first, but after more than 10 meters, it began to branch out like a big tree and divided into many branches. At this time, the players had to rely on luck to find the guard. The boss of the next level. After defeating the boss, you can enter the maze of the next level. In addition, the next level here does not necessarily refer to the next level. After defeating the boss, you may jump to several levels in a row, or even dozens of levels. Similarly, you may skip several levels in a row or even there are dozens of levels, and in addition, there are many other surprise rewards or cheating punishments. In short, participating in this event can easily break people's mentality. All players can do is work hard. As for the rest, they can only leave it to God's will. Congratulations to the invincible team of players. When they killed the demon fox in the labyrinth, they received a lucky gold coin and were directly rewarded for level 25. Because Ren Kuangwudi formed a team with Feng Zongqi %Shi to live broadcast, millions of viewers in the live broadcast room saw this scene. Are you mistaken? We all have to kill the boss to have a chance to enter the next level. These masters can just kill a monster and get lucky gold coins. How can this be fun? No, brother, you really expect to win the championship. This event is clearly Brother Invincible's own personal show, and the championship will naturally belong to Brother Invincible. That's right, Brother Wu Wei eats his own meat, and he's willing to share a sip of soup with us. It's already pretty good. Don't be too greedy, or you won't have any friends. Looking at the barrages in the live broadcast room, Lin Xiao sighed speechlessly and said to himself, what a bunch of good leaks. He obviously helped Kuang Wu Wei to increase his popularity and increase the championship rewards, but in the end, everyone was still crazy about them. Invincible is so grateful that even trying to win the championship has become a sin. You know, 99.999% of the people participating in this event will die several times without getting any rewards. Wouldn't it be nice to upgrade it if you have this time? Lin Xiao doesn't do leaks. Now that he's here, the crazy and invincible man can't even think about winning the championship. Soon, the list was refreshed on the activity interface. The number 1 ranking is naturally Ren Kuangwudi. He has gone directly to the 25th level of the maze. There is no one under him on the list. After all, the event has just begun, and even Lin Xiao has not killed the boss yet. When Ren Kuangwudi saw the list, he immediately became emotional. In front of everyone in the live broadcast room, he danced the classic dance song Invincible is How Lonely. After that, I didn't forget to shout out to Lin Xiao on the Great God channel. Hey, should that turtle crawl faster? If you don't crawl quickly, you won't even be able to smell my butt, Brother Woody, ha ha ha. Lin Xiao smiled coldly and was about to enter the maze. At this moment, a female player with the ID name Ye Lianxing rushed over, grabbed his arm with both hands, and said with admiration, Master Jian Yu, I know you don't know me, and I know it's rude, but please, after you win the championship, can you give me an Easter egg reward? Lin Xiao was startled by her, and at first glance, he felt helpless and funny at the same time. Ye Lianxing is none other than his landlord Xiamin. Lin Xiao smiled, I've seen prostitutes for free, but I've never seen anyone as straightforward as you. Why should I reward you with Easter eggs? Give me a reason first. Xiamin was dumbfounded. Yes, why would someone else reward him with Easter eggs for no reason? Hey, this time he was really embarrassed. Lin Xiao laughed again, can't you think of it? Then think about it slowly and wait until you think of it. Xiamin said, then give me a friend status, otherwise how will I contact you later? Lin Xiao turned around and left. Xiamin was anxious and was about to step forward when a friend request message popped up in her message box. Xiamin excitedly clicked to accept. Lin Xiao entered the maze and immediately lit the nether fire seed given to him by Xin Yuku. In an instant, Lin Xiao's body was wrapped in a ball of blue nether fire. He raised his hand and with a thought, the nether fire on his palm it suddenly flourished and quickly filled the entire secret passage. The secret passage suddenly turned into a hell of hellfire, and all the mobs had their health bars emptied under the flames of hellfire. Lin Xiao's experience bar improved a little further. Immediately, he opened the divine eye of the void, and all the maze rock walls became transparent in his eyes, and he could clearly see all the monsters behind the rock walls. This is like opening a perspective hangar, and in the game, as long as the target can be seen, it can be selected and attacked. So, Lin Xiao took advantage of this game bug and released his skills. Blade Assault. Whoosh! Lin Xiao's body passed through the thick wall, slashed at a maze demon fox behind the rock wall, and killed it on the spot. Boom! As soon as he landed, Lin Xiao's dark fire filled the entire secret passage again, and hundreds of labyrinth demon foxes were buried in the sea of fire. With the divine eye of the void, sharp blade assault, and endless hellfire, Lin Xiao did not need to explore secret passages one by one to find the exit like other players. He directly used the wall-penetrating bug in the maze, running rampant and walking like a fool. Flat ground. Soon, he found the first level boss, the Death Demon Sword, in a dead end. For level boss like this, you need to click on it and a temporary copy space will appear before you can fight it. This will prevent players from suddenly appearing to grab monsters when they reach residual health. Lin Xiao clicked on the decisive battle, and soon, he and the clone of Zhuiming Yadao appeared in a closed underground stone chamber. Nether fire can be used to kill boss, but Lin Xiao knows that for the sake of game balance, boss killed with nether fire will not be counted as the first kill, nor will any valuable equipment be exploded. It can only be used to complete tasks. That's all. This is why the introduction to dark fire type specifically reminds boss to use it with caution. Lin Xiao doesn't care about the rewards of these ordinary boss, now he just wants to hurry up. So, he casually waved a ball of hellfire, and in just a few seconds, the Ju Ming Yao Dao died. Immediately, Lin Xiao left the dungeon and returned to the secret road dead end. Ding! Congratulations, you got the lucky dice. Lin Xiao clicked the lucky dice. Ding! Your lucky points are 3, you can directly enter the third level of the maze. A flash of light flashed, and Lin Xiao appeared in the maze of the third level. Using the same method, Lin Xiao kept using bugs to pass through the wall, and soon found the third level boss, the Twisted Tree Spirit, and quickly solved it. Ding! Congratulations, you got the Dark Magnet. Dark Magnet, after using it, you can force the player in front of you back to the same level as you. Lin Xiao looked at the activity list, and there were only 2 people on the list right now. One was Lin Xiao himself, and the other was Ren Kuangwudi. He and his team of great masters were currently fighting the boss at level 25. Lin Xiao specially clicked on Feng Zhong's live broadcast room. Because the attributes of these great gods have been doubled, the killing speed is very fast, and the boss is already full of blood. This is Ren Kuangwudi's first bronze boss kill. Ren Kuangwudi is naturally ecstatic, and he forgets everything in the live broadcast room. I danced How Lonely is Invincible to celebrate in advance. Chapter 38. Just when the boss's blood volume was about to enter the kill line, suddenly, a bold activity prompt appeared on the game screen of everyone in the Ren Kuang Invincible team. Player Jian Yu used a dark magnet on you, and you will be pulled back to the third level. The man was just about to start jumping wildly. When he saw this news, he staggered and fell directly to the ground. A dog gnawed at the mud. The boss's blood volume has been frozen. No matter how much damage they inflict, the boss is immune to all damage. At the same time, the temporary copy also begins to count down. 3, 2, 1. As a white light lit up, dozens of great gods were forcibly pulled back to the boss in the third level of the maze. Seeing that the duck that had been cooked was actually blown away by Lin Xiao, one can imagine the anger in Ren Kuangwudi's heart. Seeing Lin Xiao, Ren Kuangwudi was so angry that he flashed the crescent sword in his hand. I'll FK you. Before the last word of Ye could be cursed out of his mouth, Lin Xiao was swept out by a gust of wind. Bang! The invincible man was knocked into the air, and his health dropped by 60%. Everyone took a breath of cold air. You know, in the maze, Ren Kuang Invincible's various attributes were increased several times, but Lin Xiao still wiped out most of his health with one skill. No, to be precise, Lin Xiao's skill can directly kill Ren Kuangwudi, because they all know that Lin Xiao's skill has 2 stages of damage. If Lin Xiao just received another flying slash, if a person is crazy and invincible, he will be killed on the spot in the air. Lin Xiao said coldly, you're already at level 10. Remember to keep your mouth shut from now on. Do you understand? Players after level 10 can freely park in the jungle. After level 10, if you still want to imitate Fang Tangjing's I'll be a BCH, you hit me, it won't work, because if you dare to be BCH, others will I dare to hit you. Ren Kuangwudi's hand holding the sword was trembling, the muscles on his face were trembling, and his own will was trembling. Originally, he thought that with the blessing of the key, he would have the capital to fight Lin Xiao in the maze, but the strong wind just now made him understand that the gap between him and Lin Xiao was still an unbridgeable gap. Lin Xiao turned around and teleported to the next level. Only then did Ren Kuangwudi feel relieved. Immediately, he said viciously, Jian Yu, just wait for me. Don't think that you can win just by pulling me back. The owner of the treasure map must win the championship. These are the rules of the game. Do you think you can break it? What? The wholesaler of forgiveness hats said quickly, yes, yes, a man can bend and stretch. Let's let him be proud for a while. When Brother Invincible wins the championship, he will be a dead fish by then. At this point, it was useless to say anything. Ren Kuangwudi and others quickly started to clear the third level boss. However, Lin Xiao had already killed the boss in this level once just now. Although he killed it using the dark fire seed and it was not counted as the first kill, he had already killed it once after all. Therefore, even if they killed it again now, it would still not count. First kill. The crazy and invincible team had more people and stronger strength, so they moved quickly. In 2 or 3 minutes, the boss was beaten and killed by them. Coming to the 4th level, Ren Kuangwudi directed everyone to kill all the way towards the secret passage on the left. There was an arrow icon in front of him to guide him all the way. The viewers in the live broadcast room sighed. It's fun to cheat. The system will guide you directly and you will never get lost. No matter how strong Jian Yu is, he will never be a match for cheating. Don't look any further, the championship belongs to Brother Invincible. When Invincible Brother wins the championship, the ranking of the great masters will be rewritten. Hey, things are changing. I really don't know when it will be transferred to my name. The people who eat melons are all marveling at the crazy and invincible guide, but they don't know that Lin Xiao has already used the wall-penetrating bug to find the 4th level boss. With the blessing of Nether Fire, Lin Xiao can reach a boss in 3 seconds. Rounding off, it means no time is needed. Lin Xiao doesn't care about the first kill, as long as he can make people mad and invincible and not get the first kill, his goal will be achieved. For this purpose, he even voluntarily gave up the rewards for skipping levels and insisted on completing each level one by one. And this is not a waste of time, because in each level, the dark fire will clear out all the mobs and provide Lin Xiao with a lot of experience. When he reached level 50, Lin Xiao's level reached level 15 and he had accumulated 25 soul points. So, he conducted another soul lottery. Ding! Congratulations on winning the Heart of Plunder reward. Heart of Plunder, a sharp eagle-eye gem, can be used to plunder the opponent's hidden attributes, skills, talents, etc. The attributes and skills plundered will have a qualitative improvement, while the plundered opponent will permanently lose this attribute. And the skill, Heart of Plunder, can only be used once. A smile appeared on Lin Xiao's lips. This is really a good thing. However, there is a small problem, who should he plunder? Yi Shuyan. Ren Kuangwudi roared loudly, and slashed down with his long sword. A violent ice-blue sword energy, as powerful as a rainbow, slashed hard at the boss in level 7. The boss was immediately covered with a layer of frost. Boom! The boss died suddenly on the spot. There was awe in the live broadcast room. Damn it, this skill is so flawed. It's way too much compared to Brother Shit-Eater's skill. If I guessed correctly, this should be the reward for completing the Master's promotion task. You are discerning, that's right. Invincible Brother is the first Master of our Eternal Life sect to be promoted to the head disciple. This skill is the promotion reward. By the way, this skill is out of print. Except for our Invincible Brother, all servers no one can. Damn it! Your Chongsheng sect has started to recruit disciples so quickly. Sure enough, a good sect means more rewards. In 2 days, our Piao Miao Palace will also start the promotion activities for the section. I hope I can be the first one by then. A promotion. In the Eternal Journey, every player who joins a division will have many division tasks, but Lin Xiao's division is a bit special, so there have never been any. But, it doesn't matter, he already has so many Night King rewards, what else does he need for a bicycle? Although he received so many barrages of praise, Ren Kuangwudi was extremely angry. Because like the previous bosses, the 7th level boss still has no first kill reward. Obviously Jian Yu's first kill points haven't increased at all, but why did he still not get the first kill on the boss he worked so hard to defeat? The Forgiveness Hat Wholesaler said angrily, this must be Jian Yu's fault. I think none of the subsequent bosses will be the first to kill. Ren Kuangwudi yelled, do you even need to say this? Don't I know it myself? The Forgiveness Hat Wholesaler said cautiously, Brother Invincible, I think we can't waste time like this anymore. Do you still have any treasure maps and magic weapons in your hand? If so, just use them. Sword Feather is almost at level 60 now. Already. Chapter 39. Fan Huoruoxiu stared at the activity list, feeling frightened. She calculated the time silently and found that Lin Xiao could clear a level in almost 1.5 minutes. Such a speed completely violated the common sense of the game. Her mind was almost broken and she couldn't figure out what Lin Xiao was. How is it done? She asked herself silently in her heart, was her choice really wrong? Feng Zongqi % urged from the side, Brother Wudi, don't hesitate anymore, Jian Yu has already cleared another level. Ren Kuangwudi gritted his teeth and said, I still have the magic weapon, but, after using it, we will be teleported directly to the Saint Laurent ruins. Teleporting directly to the Saint Laurent ruins means that they can no longer fight the maze boss, and this behavior does not count as normal clearance, and they cannot receive the maze clearance reward. Lin Xiao's first kill point is now 60, but theirs still only has 1 point. What if they still can't defeat Lin Xiao when they get to the Saint Laurent ruins? You know, he absolutely cannot bear the consequences of losing. Ren Kuangwudi said, otherwise, we should find a way to defeat the two bosses first. However, Fan Huoruoxiu said, do you think you still have a chance to defeat the boss in the maze? While talking, Lin Xiao passed another level. They all knew that although the system never pushed Lin Xiao's first kill notification, in fact, as long as it was a level that Lin Xiao had experienced, the first kill no longer existed. Ren Kuangwudi gritted his teeth and said, okay. Then I will fight Jian Yu to the bitter end. Immediately, Ren Kuangwudi unlocked the pass. A white light flashed, and more than 40 great gods appeared in a magnificent jungle scenery. Flowers are blooming in the jungle, forming a sea of flowers. In the distance is a steep mountain peak, towering into the sky. A rugged mountain road passes through the rocks on the mountain peak, like a line hanging on the mountain peak. Let's go. You can reach the Saint Laurent ruins by crossing the sky. Ren Kuangwudi led the crowd and rushed towards the sky. The ground in the sky is covered with scavenging monitor lizards, and the mountain walls on both sides are covered with lava geckos. Even though they are all mobs, they are already level 15 after all, which is 5 levels higher than them. Moreover, this is a dungeon, and the attributes of these monsters have been enhanced by the dungeon. Although their attributes have been doubled, it is not easy to pass this several kilometers of mountain road. However, they had no way out. Ren Kuangwudi took the lead and used his unique skills. Ni Shui Han. Other teammates also used their skills one after another, following Ren Kuangwudi, and rushed into the canyon. Lin Xiao saw their movements through Feng Zhongqi Shi's live broadcast. Lin Xiao curled his lips and said, you don't want to play in the maze anymore, right? Okay, then I'll accompany you to the jungle ruins. As a result, Lin Xiao no longer refused rewards for jumping levels. He originally had more than 30 levels left, but he was lucky and reached the last level after jumping 8 times. Soon, the system notification spread throughout the server. Congratulations to player Jian Yu for clearing all levels and receiving a special reward for clearing the maze. The special reward for completing the level is a skin lottery card. There is a unique skin mechanism in Eternal Journey. Generally, when players enter the game, they have the same image template, and at most they can change their hairstyle and face shape. After reaching a higher level, players will have the opportunity to obtain various skin rewards when fighting boss and doing various reward activities. In addition to giving players a unique and cool appearance, skins also have various hidden attribute blessings. Depending on the rarity of the skin, the image and hidden attributes of the skin are also very different. Seeing the skin lottery card, Lin Xiao suddenly remembered that when the number of players entering True Dragon City exceeds 100,000, the skin store of True Dragon City will officially open. With this skin lottery card, you can participate in a special lottery for free in the skin store of True Dragon City. Although there is no level ranking list yet, Lin Xiao estimates that at 12 o'clock tonight, there will be enough people. Lin Xiao quickly put away the skin lottery card and teleported to the ruins jungle. When Lin Xiao came to the Yuxiantian Canyon, Rong Guanggudi's team just cleared the Yuxiantian Canyon. Seeing Lin Xiao's arrival, Rong Guanggudi's heart tightened. He immediately yelled, shameless. We have worked hard to clear the sky, but you will only take advantage of it. Even if you win like this, I won't accept it. Lin Xiao sarcastically said, why, do you already know that you are going to lose? So, have you made an excuse for yourself in advance? Ren Kuangwudi's face turned slightly red, fart. I just don't want you to take advantage of me, how about that? Lin Xiao deliberately sighed, it's just a group of wild monsters in the canyon, and you have been fighting for more than 10 minutes. If I were as useless as you, I would have found a pit and drowned myself. You have the nerve to say that I took advantage of you. Ren Kuangwudi yelled, you got a small advantage and you still behave well. No matter how you argue, you can't change this fact. You just took advantage of me today, and I won't convince you no matter what you say. Ren Kuangwudi simply acted shamelessly. Now he has no idea. Since he is not sure whether he can win, he should make a good excuse for himself first. If the situation really turns over, he will not change his ID. Even the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't stand Ren Kuangwudi's behavior, and they sent barrages to ridicule it, but Ren Kuangwudi pretended not to see it at all. People are shameless and invincible. These 8 words are really taken to the extreme by people who are crazy and invincible. Lin Xiao sneered, if you want to cheat on me, there is no way. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Xiao strode forward, and Ren Kuangwudi and others quickly followed. There was a cliff ahead. There was only a suspended stone bridge on the cliff leading to the opposite side. If you want to reach the temple on the opposite side, you must walk. There is no way beyond this bridge. But on the stone bridge, there was a group of immortal Moa, staring at everyone. These undead Moas are even more perverted than the previous scavenger lizards and lava geckos. They are all enhanced dungeon wild monsters. It is at least twice as difficult to cross this stone bridge as it was before in Yaisha Nation. Lin Xiao's nether fire seed still had one last minute to expire, so he flicked it casually, and the last bit of nether fire fell on the bridge. Suddenly, the whole stone bridge was in flames. In just a few seconds, the entire stone bridge was swept away by the underworld fire. Everyone was dumbfounded. Now they finally understood why Lin Xiao cleared the maze so quickly. With such perverted props, it was hard not to think quickly. They thought that by teaming up with Ren Kuangwudi, doubling their attributes, and using Ren Kuangwudi's various treasure maps and magic weapons, they could crush Lin Xiao. But now Lin Xiao just used a little bit of hell fire to destroy all the enhanced wild monsters. All were solved casually like ants roasted on fire. The strength can't be compared, and the game props can't be compared. How can it still be played? Lin Xiao sneered, who is taking advantage of whom now? Ren Kuangwudi was at a loss for words, but still gritted his teeth and said, at worst, we don't owe anyone anything. Lin Xiao didn't care, okay. It's up to you. Let's go to the temple and continue. Chapter 40. Lin Xiao continued to move forward, Ren Kuangwudi and others quickly followed. The live broadcast barrages were full of ridicule. No, just now I said that Master Jian Yu took advantage of you, and now Master Jian Yu has repaid you twice as much. How can you still have the nerve to hitchhike behind the master? Hey! Please give me some face. Can you change the line? Can slapping yourself in the face make you climax? However, Ren Kuangwudi and others all pretended not to see it, and did not even blush. A group of people came to a river, and the shore was covered with enhanced versions of giant scorpions. They must walk along the river to the end to reach the ruins of the Saint Laurent Basilica. Ren Kuangwudi and the others remained motionless, making it clear that they wanted to PRST Lin Xiao for free. But Lin Xiao had no interest in being PRST for free. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao stretched the distance of the blade attack to the limit. After killing a giant scorpion, he used the blade attack again and rushed even further. Just like that, Lin Xiao relied on continuous changes to advance and disappeared in front of everyone. The corner of Ren Kuangwudi's mouth twitched. Did you see that Jian Yu has already gone to the temple ruins? The Forgiveness Hat Wholesaler and others behind him all said in embarrassment, I saw it. Ren Kuangwudi sternly said, you see it and you still don't open the way. Do you expect these wild monsters to make way for you on their own? Everyone came back to their senses and started swiping quickly, but these dungeon wild monsters were all level 16. Although everyone worked hard, let alone speed. After Lin Xiao passed through the giant scorpions, he finally came to the ruins of the temple. Although the ruins were dilapidated, even the ruins were still magnificent. In front of the temple castle, there is a huge stone door. Although the stone door has collapsed, there is a werewolf boss guarding the door. It was a werewolf swordsman more than 2 meters tall but with a slender figure. Its mane was full of shining steel thorns. It was holding a scarlet long knife and stood aloof in front of the door. This boss is different from other bosses because there is a long empty barcode under its health bar. A smile appeared on Lin Xiao's lips, because he knew that he had met a plot boss with independent consciousness. Ying Silang, an assassin who has served his master for all his life, his loyalty will never change no matter whether his master is alive or dead. Grade, Quasi Silver HP 70722 Attack Power 2680 Defense, 2400 Skill, Killing God / sends a violent sword energy towards the target, causing high damage, and has a chance to knock the opponent unconscious. Step forward and slash, Ying Zilong steps forward and sprints in a horse stance, and when it hits the target, it spins and slashes, causing huge damage to the target and knocking the target away. Ling Round Sword Intent, during the battle, Ying Silang will continue to accumulate sword intent. When the sword intent is full, he will detonate the sword intent, causing explosive damage to all enemies within a 40-meter radius. Ying Zilong is a quasi-silver boss. Although it is not considered genuine silver, it has its own independent consciousness just like the silver boss. When fighting against such a boss, you don't have to be tough like the previous boss, but there can be many other solutions. For example, talk to solve it. Ying Silang looked at Lin Xiao, with a deathly smile on his lips. There is a dead end ahead, you'd better turn back. This is advice and a warning. It seemed that Ying Silang had no intention of talking to Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao smiled, what if I have to go in? Ying Silang said coldly, second warning, tuck your tail and leave like a dog. This is your only way to survive. Although it is embarrassing, at least you can survive. Before Lin Xiao could speak, he added, I never warn people 3 times. Lin Xiao said coldly, no need, because you were destined to die from the first time you warned me. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Xiao swept out with a knife. The strong wind swept over Ying Si Lang, leaving a strong wind mark on Ying Si Lang's head. However, Ying Zilong doesn't lose much blood, only a little over 3,000, and the damage it does is not as high as that of Dog Ox King. In addition to Ying Silang's extremely high defense, it is also because of the long barcode under its health bar. Originally, the long barcode was empty, but now it has a small section of white. This is Ying Silang's sword intent value. When Ying Silang enters the battle state, he will accumulate sword intent. Passive skills such as this, which accumulate the state during battle, can offset a large part of the damage. Lin Xiao had known this for a long time, so he was not surprised. Ying Silang never expected that Lin Xiao would dare to attack him alone, and he became furious on the spot. Boom! A violent sword energy burst down. Kill God! Lin Xiao instantly connected with the flying slash, dodged the blow, and gave Ying Silang the second stage of the Swift Wind Ju Shadow Slash. 100 steps flying sword. Lin Xiao turned into a lightsaber and fought back, but unexpectedly, Ying Silang seemed to have anticipated this. He stepped forward and slashed, sprinting, dodging Lin Xiao's lightsaber. After Lin Xiao landed, he couldn't help but laugh, okay, it's still fun to fight against an opponent like you. Ying Silang said angrily, is it fun? I'm afraid you can't afford it. As soon as he finished speaking, Ying Silang once again performed the forward slash and rushed towards Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao charged with a sharp blade and used a small monster in the distance to avoid the blow. Ying Silang continued to step forward. Slashing, his body shape and position kept changing, but he always maintained the momentum of pursuing Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao didn't panic. After continuous chasing, Lin Xiao finally found an opening. Fearless Wind Wall. Bang! After all, Ying Silang failed to maintain the momentum of continuous pursuit and suddenly hit Lin Xiao's wind wall. Cross Evil Moon Slash. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. Ying Silang's skills could not pass through the wind wall, so he could only be used by Lin Xiao continuously. What made him even more frightened was that as his blood volume became lower and lower, Lin Xiao's damage became higher and higher. Blade Assault. Ying Silang couldn't get through, but Lin Xiao took the initiative to attack. Ying Silang was caught off guard and received a slashing blow. Lin Xiao did not stop and flashed decisively. Sure enough, Ying Silang's forward slash was launched again. If Lin Xiao had taken a step slower just now, it would be a death penalty. Although Silver Boss's operation is indeed remarkable, trying to operate it in front of Lin Xiao is just a trick. The holy light is coming. In the white holy light, Ying Silang was blinded, but it did have its own extraordinary features. In the blinded state, he actually hit Lin Xiao with a forward slash based on his experience. Lin Xiao's blood volume suddenly dropped by 1/3. After all, Lin Xiao had piled up so many protective equipment. It would be impossible for it to kill half of Lin Xiao's health with one strike. Ying Silang himself did not expect that he could hit Lin Xiao, so he forgot to spin and knock Lin Xiao away. It was precisely because of this that Lin Xiao officially declared his death. Blast of Wind and Shadow Slash. Flying Chop. The holy light disappeared, and Ying Silang's blood volume completely bottomed out. In order to avoid Lin Xiao's 100 steps flying sword, Ying Silang once again used the forward slash to distance himself, but this time, Lin Xiao did not use the skill immediately. Everyone is an operational master, and Ying Silang certainly knew what this meant, and there was a feeling of despair in his heart. The sword's intention is Ling Ran. Its sword intent was finally full, so when it flew forward, it released its sword intent Ling Ran, and a violent sword intent burst out. But it was too late, Lin Xiao predicted its location. 100 steps flying sword. During the assault, Ying Silang's figure was accurately penetrated by Lin Xiao's 100 steps flying sword. The shock wave of Ling Ran's sword intention slowed down instantly, because Ying Silang's life had come to an end. This wonderful operation show finally came to an end with Lin Xiao's victory. Chapter 41. Bang! With blood overflowing, Ying Silang knelt down on one knee with a knife in one hand. I actually, really lost. His tone was extremely unwilling, but the result would not change in any way because of his unwillingness. I admire your strength, so I want to make a deal with you. Ying Silang was finally interested in talking to Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao is also happy to talk to it, because a boss with self-awareness can add a lot of unexpected happiness and surprises to the game. Lin Xiao nodded, let's talk about it. If I'm interested, maybe I will agree. Ying Silang said, don't step through this door. If you agree, I can leave my Katarina sword to you. Lin Xiao said, you are already a dead person. Even if I don't agree to your promise, the sword in your hand still belongs to me. Ying Silang said, no, if you don't agree, I will take this sword and go to hell together. Lin Xiao frowned. After the boss dies, a lot of good things will naturally explode, especially this kind of first kill. But since Ying Silang said so, then this Caitlin Tadeo is definitely not within the scope of the reward. Unfortunately, Lin Xiao can't see the properties of this sword now, so he seems a little hesitant. Ying Silang's tone became weaker and weaker, do you think I still have time for you to think about it? Lin Xiao raised a smile, okay. I promise you. Ying Silang breathed a long sigh of relief, okay, I believe you. With that said, Ying Silang handed the Catalina sword in his hand to Lin Xiao. As soon as Lin Xiao took it, Ying Silang's body exploded and a lot of rewards burst out. System announcement. Congratulations to player Jian Yu for successfully killing Ying Silang and earning 50 first kill achievement points. For the Quasi-Silver boss, the first kill point reward is increased by 50 points at a time. Now Lin Xiao's first kill point has reached 110 points. Ren Kuangwudi, who was still working hard to clear the way, felt his heart freeze when he saw this announcement. He was only at the first kill point at 1 o'clock, and it would take at least 11 o'clock to get the reward. At this time, there was only a few seconds left before midnight. It was half an hour later, and now he really started to panic. Ding! Kill Yingxi Lang experience value plus 1,250,000, Divine Moon Sword, Orange, Intermediate Experience Pill times 10, Advanced Experience Pill times 2, Intermediate Marrow Cleansing Pill times 1. Divine Moon Magic Sword, Orange. If Lin Xiao does not have enchanted equipment, then this equipment is a very good top quality equipment for Lin Xiao, but now Lin Xiao only needs enchanted equipment, so this Lin Xiao could only use it for other purposes. At this time, Lin Xiao's warehouse already contained more than 8,000 pieces of equipment, and it was time to deal with it. Lin Xiao planned to go to Xianyuku after the event. After taking 12 experience pills, Lin Xiao's level rose to level 16. Intermediate Marrow Cleansing Pill. The Marrow Cleansing Pill must be upgraded to SSS level. SSS level players can also use it. After SSS level players use it, they can randomly obtain a top quality talent. Immediately, 2 messages flashed out of Lin Xiao's message box. Nai Xiao, brother you must give me this Marrow Cleansing Pill. Please don't use it yourself. Give me a chance, and I will definitely be able to offer you a condition that satisfies you. Fan Huaruoxiu, it was my fault before. I apologize to you. Don't use this Marrow Cleansing Pill yet. Believe me, as long as you are willing to have a good talk with me, the benefits you will get will definitely be more generous than this Marrow Cleansing Pill. Both beauties were extremely nervous about this Marrow Cleansing Pill. They were both afraid that Lin Xiao would take it himself, because this Marrow Cleansing Pill is also useful for SSS level players. But they all thought wrong, and Lin Xiao himself had not decided whether to use it, because he was not sure whether this Marrow Cleansing Pill was useful for X level talents. Lin Xiao didn't have time to talk to them now, so he replied to them, don't disturb them. Then, he started to check the attributes of Caitlina's sword. Caitlina's sword, a gift from Caitlina, the queen of the ancient Saint Laurent kingdom. Level 16 attribute, purple, legendary, enchanted physical attack 1201-1299 spell power 2054-2335 additional attributes, Spell power plus 20% special legendary attribute, physical attack power plus 20% enchantment attribute, shocking power, when the life suffers a fatal blow, shocking force will burst out, dealing double damage. Lin Xiao took a deep breath. Doesn't the enchanted equipment need to be customized by a specialized enchanting merchant like Jian Yu? Why did it explode directly? However, this question only flashed in Lin Xiao's mind for a second, and he figured it out. This Katarina sword was not discovered by Ying Silang, but was obtained by him in exchange for a deal with Ying Silang. This is the unique charm of the Eternal Journey. The higher the level, the less fixed the gameplay of the mission. Everyone can have their own choices when facing the mission. The choice is not fixed, and the ending will naturally not be fixed. If Lin Xiao had not agreed to make this deal with Ying Silang just now, this Caitlinata sword would naturally not have stayed. Although Lin Xiao just agreed to Ying Silang, he did not intend to abide by this agreement because he knew very well that this game was not a game, but a real world. And this world is extremely cruel, especially for those honest gentlemen. The experience in the previous life made Lin Xiao understand a truth: never make promises to evil spirits, never. Entering the temple, what Lin Xiao saw in front of him was a cold empty temple. Human skeletons were scattered everywhere in the temple. The iron throne had been corroded by the rust of the years. Dozens of bones supporting the hall where most of the stone pillars have collapsed, which makes people worry that this temple will be blown down by a gust of wind. Lin Xiao frowned. There was nothing here. Why did Ying Silang beg him so hard not to come in? Just when Lin Xiao was puzzled, suddenly, a beautiful fairy walked out from behind the iron throne. She has an impeccably pretty face, with peach cheeks and pink eyes, willow eyebrows and almond-shaped eyes. Lin Xiao took a deep breath. Not only because this beauty is extremely beautiful, but also because of her incredible clothes. Her clothes weren't really clothes at all, they were just a thin piece of white gauze wrapped around her delicate body. The white gauze was very thin, and there were many things that men shouldn't be able to see. It was looming through. Although it couldn't be seen clearly, it was enough for the man to look away. The beauty slowly walked down the steps of the throne with her bare feet. Lin Xiao stared at the idea above her head. Queen, Katarina? Lin Xiao was surprised because the weapon he had just changed was the Katarina Tai sword. Chapter 42. Looking at Caitlina, Lin Xiao couldn't help but take a deep breath, because at this point in the game, all plots are controlled by the players themselves. Every decision made by the player may change the direction of the entire game. Therefore, Lin Xiao must choose carefully. Caitlina smiled brightly at Lin Xiao. The sword in your hand was given to me by me as a slave, but now it is in your hands. It seems that my useless slave is no longer there, so, I'm curious, what are you going to do to me? Lin Xiao said, then it depends on what you are prepared to do, Queen. I am a common person and only want to get benefits. If Queen, you can give me enough benefits, I think I can stop killing you. Ha ha ha. Katarina laughed, you want to benefit from me? Then it depends on whether you have the ability. As soon as Katarina finished speaking, suddenly, she tore off the white gauze draped around her body. Her movements were graceful, without any hint of frivolity or provocation. She paid no attention to the man standing in front of her at this time. Lin Xiao's bright eyes stared at her awkwardly, but she herself did not feel the slightest bit embarrassed. Although she was completely naked, Caitlina's expression was as if she was wearing a queen's attire at this moment, and she was so noble that she disdained to stand with mortals, so her body slowly floated up and suspended in mid-air. Boom! The whole temple was shaken. The ancient temple collapsed, and the moonlight kissed every inch of her skin. Under the caress of the moonlight, her snow-white skin shone like jade. She stretched out her arms and made a praying gesture towards the bright moon. Then she moved her gaze downwards and looked down at Lin Xiao on the ground. Then, she said coldly, you should listen to Ying Silang's warning and not step into this temple. Lin Xiao smiled playfully, I am a greedy person. As long as it is beneficial, I dare to go anywhere. Katarina said, well said, I like greedy people, so I decided to give you a chance to serve me. Lin Xiao said, serve you? Caitlina said, yes, we are the real masters of the Holy Light Continent. If it hadn't been for that catastrophe, you would never have appeared on the Holy Light Continent. Now that we are back, we will become your new god. You are a smart man, so you should know how to choose. Lin Xiao has never understood what happened in the catastrophe of the Dark Night. He also doesn't know what kind of power can resurrect these people who have been dead for millions of years. He also doesn't know why he was reincarnated last time. The extremely powerful holy spirits in this world will turn into evil spirits and ghosts after resurrection. Lin Xiao carefully probed, what are the benefits of serving you? Katarina sneered, the benefits are so great that you can't even imagine. I am the queen of the Saint Laurent kingdom. After I resurrect my kingdom, I can make you my duke. In addition to enjoying the glory of my kingdom, you can enjoy me. Lin Xiao laughed dumbly, enjoying you. Caitlina said, yes, my body is right in front of you. As long as you agree to join my army of the undead, you will have eternal life. Tonight, you cannot regard me as the queen, but as your exclusive slave girl. At the end, Katarina said in a meaningful and charming voice, you can do whatever you want to my body. Lin Xiao smiled and said, I refuse. Katarina was stunned, why? Lin Xiao said, because I know that evil spirits have no happiness. Katarina's eyes suddenly turned cold. Lin Xiao continued, what you call eternal life is actually eternal death. You are just a group of pitiful zombies. You are starving to death, but tasting delicious food is like chewing wax. You are thirsty as hell, but tasting fine wine is like drinking mud. If I become an evil spirit, even if there are 100 queens like you lying on the bed with me, I will not feel any pleasure, because kissing your fragrant lips is like kissing and stroking the rough donkey's mouth. Your peaks are like stroking 2 upside-down porcelain bowls. Do you think such intercourse would be interesting? In the previous life, there were many players who couldn't survive under the gods. They listened to the bewitchment of evil spirits and voluntarily became ghosts and evil spirits. They wanted to make a difference in the dark world. As a result, they all regretted it in the end. Lin Xiao will naturally not be fooled. Katarina laughed loudly, ha ha ha. It seems that you know a lot of things. I underestimated you. Suddenly, Katarina's face darkened, it seems that I need to change the way of talking to you. As soon as she finished speaking, Catalina stretched out her arms. The wilderness in the distance and the ruins of the temple where the two of them were trembled, and rotten corpses emerged from the ground. Warrior of the Undead Legion, a kind of White Walker warrior who has not yet been fully resurrected. Level 17 HP 7669 Attack Power 412 Defense, 382 Extra Attribute, Desperate Fighting, when the health value is lower than 50%, it will clear its defense power to 0, double its attack power, and fight the enemy to the death. No wonder Ying Silang didn't let Lin Xiao enter the temple before. It turned out that after Lin Xiao entered, he would disturb Caitlina from resurrecting these legion warriors of the Saint Laurent kingdom. Although these undead legion warriors have not been fully resurrected and their bodies are all carrion. However, the attributes are already quite remarkable. Ren Kuangwudi and others finally cleared the giant scorpion, thinking they finally had a chance to enter the temple and fight for the boss with Lin Xiao. As a result, a large number of undead legion warriors suddenly crawled out from the underground in all directions. These legion warriors were 6 or 7 levels higher than them, and they were all over the mountains and plains, just like a vast ocean surrounding them, and the group's eyes were wide open. This activity is too boring. However, it is useless to cry for help now. The legion warriors have launched a charge, and they can only be forced to fight. The undead army surrounding Lin Xiao did not attack immediately. Caitlina said, I will give you one last chance to choose, and I can even let you get the reward in advance. Lin Xiao said with a playful smile, get a reward in advance? What reward? Katarina said, as a reward for my beautiful body, I can let you experience the greatest happiness of a man in me before you turn into an evil spirit. You don't have to care whether I am happy or not, you only need to enjoy you, that's all. In addition, when we find the spring of the Holy Spirit in the future, we can become the Holy Spirit again, and then we can enjoy the bliss of the world together. Now, I think you will never reject me again. Lin Xiao was shocked. It turned out that the purpose of these evil spirits was to find the spring of the Holy Spirit. Lin Xiao quickly asked, where is the spring of the Holy Spirit? Katarina said, you have too many questions. If you want to refuse or accept, answer me right away. Lin Xiao's lips curled up, I think I still refuse. There will be another update in the evening. I will go out to have dinner with friends first, and then continue when I come back. Chapter 43. Katarina was completely angry, you are looking for death. Lin Xiao smiled coldly, don't worry, I will never die. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Xiao took action first. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. Caitlin pulled out a sword flower with her sword, the sword flower bloomed, and a fire dragon roared out. Boom! The fire dragon passed through Caitlina's naked body. HP 4012. Although Caitlina is a real silver boss, she does not have Ying Silang's sword intention to accumulate defense. In addition, Lin Xiao has just changed to a magic weapon, so the damage value of Lin Xiao's initial attack is actually higher than that of Ying Silang. The wolf wants to be taller. But this does not mean that Caitlina is easier to deal with than Eagle Silang, because Caitlina has a blood volume of up to 100,000. More importantly, her skills are even more abnormal. She has a total of 3 skills: Ruthless Hook Lock, Deadly Kick Knife, and Trapped Beast Field. Ruthless Hook Lock. Caitlina's hands can continuously shoot hook locks. After the hook lock hooks the enemy, it will cause serious injuries to the enemy. At the same time, Caitlina tightens the hook lock and can rush towards the enemy and inflict 2 heavy blows to the enemy. Hit! Deadly Knife. Caitlina's bare feet will produce 2 sharp knives. When Caitlina leaps towards the target and sweeps, she can sweep out a fan-shaped wave of knives. Any enemy swept will be imprisoned for 1 second. Trapped Beast Realm. Caitlina rushes towards the target and summons an enchantment field, locking the target in the enchantment. The target cannot escape the enchantment no matter what. The enchantment lasts for 10 seconds. During these 10 seconds, all enemies trapped in the barrier will suffer huge amounts of continuous poison damage every second. Katarina, who was hit, was filled with rage. She raised her hand and pointed, and an electric light hook shot towards Lin Xiao. At the same time, all the undead army warriors surged towards Lin Xiao like a tide, and Lin Xiao's figure was instantly annihilated. 100 steps flying sword. Lin Xiao walked towards Katarina, and the two passed each other in the air. The originally dense army of undead was suddenly cut into a passage by Lin Xiao's lightsaber. It is true that the attributes of these undead army warriors are very abnormal, but Lin Xiao will not give them a chance to double their attacks, and will kill them all with one move. When Katarina landed, 2 sharp knives suddenly emerged from her bare feet. She faced Lin Xiao as if she were walking on 2 stilts. The originally flawless body of the goddess became even taller and more graceful after stepping on 2 life-threatening sharp knives. Deadly Knife. Katarina sprinted and raised her legs, and the knife under her feet swept out a wave of knives. Her movements were as graceful as a ballet dancer's, and her nakedness did not make her feel shy at all. It must be said that she really has a huge heart. Otherwise, how could she be in the presence of a strange man and thousands of troops? In front of thousands of horses, he was so calm and calm. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao decisively used the mobs to rush in and dodge, and at the same time swept across with his sword. Blast of Wind and Shadow Slash. The strong wind swept Caitlina, and Lin Xiao decisively dodged and charged forward. Flying Chop. This time Lin Xiao still chose to catch the flying slash behind Caitlina, but unexpectedly, Caitlina reacted very quickly, turning around and swiping with flying legs. Deadly Knife. The knife wave hit Lin Xiao, but fortunately, Lin Xiao had a layer of aura shield on his body, which blocked the blow for Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao quickly used a sharp blade attack to distance himself. But Katarina's ruthless hook lock followed. Fearless Wind Wall, Clang. The lock hook hit the wind wall and was blocked. Lin Xiao took the opportunity to slash vertically and horizontally. Slash the moon with your sword. Across all directions. The tidal wave of warrior legions were cut ruthlessly like dead grass on the grassland. Caitlina, who was already half healthy, was suffering more and more damage. However, Lin Xiao still did not dare to be careless, because he knew that Silver Boss would not lose so easily, and he did not dare to be careless until the last second. Sure enough, Katarina suddenly jumped up high. In the air, dozens of blue light filaments suddenly extended from her back. Those blue light filaments crisscrossed in the air, instantly weaving into a giant web. Trapped Beast Realm. Lin Xiao knew that barrier skills like this were forced locking skills, and he couldn't dodge them anyway, so he simply didn't dodge them. Skyfire Crazy Dragon. Before the barrier fell, Lin Xiao seized the time and dealt as much damage as he could. Boom! The giant net was like a cage, covering Lin Xiao. The light threads continued to emit blue mist, and Lin Xiao's blood volume began to drop wildly. HP 420 in 10 seconds, if Lin Xiao couldn't defeat Caitlina, the poisonous mist alone would be enough to kill him. What's more, now that the two of them are in a cage together, Lin Xiao's operating space is limited. Therefore, he will never be able to survive 10 seconds. The victory or defeat can only be within 5 seconds at most. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao had no time to hesitate, he had to deal maximum damage in the shortest time. However, for him to rush in front of Katarina was tantamount to seeking death. Heartless Hook. Sure enough, Katarina's hook caught Lin Xiao, and the hook tightened. Katarina tightly entangled her body with Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao and Katarina's bodies were close to each other. Katarina's beautiful eyes suddenly shone brightly. Her face and naked body were filled with blood. The blood seemed to be on fire. From her neck to her peak, everything changed color. Every inch of her graceful body exudes fiery passion. Even Lin Xiao couldn't help but feel dizzy. However, Lin Xiao was a man who had ascended to the divine throne after all, so it was naturally impossible for him to let himself sink to death in such a gentle place. Flash! When Lin Xiao rushed forward, he had already thought of an escape route for himself. Although he could not escape from the cage, he could escape from Katarina's hook and lock. The holy light is coming. A white light suddenly rose, and Katarina was blinded. The blood volume of both of them was already very unhealthy, but Lin Xiao had the void divine eye and could see everything clearly even in the white light of the holy light, so he had a slight advantage. Blast of wind and shadow slash. Flying chop. Deadly knife. At the moment of life and death, both of them were fighting desperately. Lin Xiao's 2 attacks were all hits, but because Caitlina was blinded, this time the fatal knife was wiped out. However, the poisonous mist in the trapped beast field became stronger and stronger, and Lin Xiao's blood volume had bottomed out. Suddenly, the Catalina sword in Lin Xiao's hand glowed with a startling light. Lin Xiao's life was hanging by a thread, and Caitlina's sword's shocking power attribute was triggered. Next, he will hit a blow with double explosion damage. 100 steps flying sword. The Jinghong sword light passed through Katarina's body. The damage of up to 20,000 directly emptied Caitlina's health bar. This was the first duel that Lin Xiao almost lost in his life, but fate still chose him to be the winner. Hula La. The trapped beast realm disappeared, and all the undead legions also disappeared. Even the double knives under Caitlina's feet disappeared. She fell down helplessly, but a smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. Chapter 44. Although her life had come to an end, a comfortable and indescribable feeling permeated Katarina's body and mind, and every delicate skin on her body felt a strange tremor. She tried her best to turn her head and look at Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao frowned and then came to her side. Katarina's eyes were full of longing, but her expression was hard to express. Lin Xiao took the initiative to stretch out his hands. After all, he was the main god who had reached the throne. There were some things that other players didn't understand, but he did. Lin Xiao has seen too many things like this. Living dead like Caitlina, although they are alive, every second they live is worse than death. It will not be until they die that they will realize again, how true it is. A real sense of being alive. They thought this was an illusion they had before they died, so they couldn't believe it. Lin Xiao's initiative made Katarina grateful. She opened her arms to him and hooked Lin Xiao's neck. All the beauty was revealed in front of Lin Xiao's eyes. She blushed and fell into his arms. Really, this is not an illusion. I really feel like a living person. Katarina was very excited. Her pretty face was as red as fire, her eyes were intoxicated, her red face was even more beautiful and eye-catching, and her gasping voice brought out traces of moans that made the body soft and heart-warming, making it difficult to control the heart. Desire. Thank you. It's unbelievable. I lost my life at your hands when we first met, and yet I actually have feelings for you. You're welcome. Lin Xiao has helped many dying bosses in this way before, so it is clear that this does not mean that Katarina really fell in love with him at first sight, but it is just that she has not experienced the feeling of lying in a man's arms for too long, so only then will he be particularly emotional. Of course, Lin Xiao does not hug every boss. He has his own principles. That is, everything depends on face. This feeling of truly living is so good. Even if I am about to die, it is worth it. With that said, Katarina retracted her jade arm, raised it in front of Lin Xiao's eyes, and a treasure box appeared out of thin air. This Yves Saint Laurent box is my extra gift to you. Lin Xiao's lips curled up with a hint of pride. Sure enough, there are extra rewards for doing good deeds. However, Katarina immediately said again, I hope you can agree to my request. What? If you see a girl who looks exactly like me in the future, please turn her into a woman. Lin Xiao's eyes widened, and he curled his lips in embarrassment. No, to be honest, I have never seen such a request in my life. Katarina said, don't worry, that girl will be willing, and you don't need to take any responsibility. Lin Xiao said, how do you know? Katarina said, because, that girl is me in the future. Lin Xiao was really stunned now. Do dead people have a future? Promise me, okay. Lin Xiao looked at the treasure box in Katarina's hand and said, okay. So, Caitlina handed the treasure box to Lin Xiao's hands. Lin Xiao opened it and saw that it was a skill book. Great destruction, even if you are in a controlled state such as being stunned, you can cast it at will. After casting, all negative states on the body will be eliminated and the demon form will appear for 5 seconds. During the 5-second duration, you will be immune to all control. At the same time, all attacks are increased by 100%. At this moment, a layer of fluorescence appeared on Katarina's delicate body. The fluorescence dissipated little by little, and her delicate body finally disappeared with the wind. Ding! Kill Queen Caitlina of Saint Laurent, experience plus 2 million, magic immortal stone times 10, Empire's brutal mail armor, purple times 1, Pegasus Guardian leggings, purple times 1, Devil's Scythe, purple times 1, Lucky Eggs x3. Magical immortal stone, it can be used to refine equipment of purple level or above. Different equipment requires different amounts of magical immortality stone to be refined once. Refining can greatly improve the attributes of the equipment, but the higher the refining level, the greater the risk of failure. There are 3 pieces of purple equipment left, 2 pieces of defensive equipment that Lin Xiao can use for his own use, and the Devil's Scythe is a special weapon for assassins, but Lin Xiao is in no rush to change. The equipment must be the best. This is Lin Xiao's requirement for himself, because he always faces the most difficult challenges. Just like just now, if he had not been blessed with a full set of enchanted equipment, then the outcome of winning or losing would have to be rewritten. Therefore, he still needs to find Xi and Yuka for enchanting and refining, and by the way, he will get rid of all the thousands of pieces of equipment in the warehouse. Lucky Easter Egg, it contains rich lucky rewards. The event champion chooses the refresh location. The lucky rewards belong to the lucky players, and the event champion gets huge experience and other prop rewards. Lin Xiao looked at the profits on the ground and smiled bitterly. He was still thinking about Katarina's last words before she died. Although he had always reneged on promises made by the evil spirit, this time, he was in a dilemma. He doesn't know whether he should keep his word this time? Or keep his word, or keep his word. Just when Lin Xiao was lost in thought, in the grass not far away, Ren Kuangwudi and others had quietly approached. The forgiveness hat wholesaler said, damn it, there are so many equipments and Easter eggs, but I haven't picked up sword feather yet. How about it, brother Invincible, why don't we give it a try? The most handsome boy also said, yes, today's treasure map was created by you, and all the rewards should be yours. Now Jian Yu has taken them all away. Are you willing to do so? Ren Kuangwudi is still hesitating. But at this moment, Feng Zongqi said, Brother Wudi, you can't miss this opportunity. Now that the event is over, look at the first kill list. The queen he just killed was a silver boss, and he was rewarded with 100 first kill points. Kill point, his first kill point now has 210 points. If you don't fight, you really have no chance. In front of all the viewers in the live broadcast room, let's kill him once and gain some face. If you don't change your ID, no one will dare to say anything. We have so many great gods, are we still afraid that we can't beat him? When he thought of changing his ID, Ren Kuangwudi no longer hesitated. Okay. Fight him. Forgive me, didn't you just learn the ruthless iron hand move? While he is distracted, hook him back. Then we will take turns using control skills to control him until he dies. The audience in the live broadcast room has been waiting all night for the big scene where the masters compete. Now the big scene is coming. The melon-eating people have moved their small benches and are waiting to eat the big melon. Lin Xiao was still lost in thought about what Katarina said just now, when suddenly a strange iron claw hooked into his waist and abdomen from behind. Ruthless iron hand. Lin Xiao was pulled by the iron claws and headed towards the grass. Die! Forgive the hat wholesaler for making a great contribution, and roared excitedly. Lin Xiao was pulled back into the grass, and immediately someone used a stun skill. Ren Kuangwudi and others were all excited. Lin Xiao was dead now. However, the next second, everyone was dumbfounded. The author has something to say. Chapter 45. Lin Xiao was so mad and invincible that he hated him to the core. The moment Lin Xiao was stunned, he couldn't wait to use his strongest killing move. Yi Shuiyan. Suddenly, the invincible sword burst out with a chill, and the entire blade was covered with a layer of white frost. However, something strange happened. As soon as the forward swing of Yi Shuiyan's skill came out, it was forcibly interrupted. Ren Kuangwudi's body seemed to be stuck for a moment, and then he could no longer use Yi Shuiyan's skill. Ren Kuangwudi was shocked. What is going on? Immediately, a system prompt was refreshed in front of him. Ding! Player Jian Yu uses the Heart of Plunder to forcibly plunder your skill Yi Shuiyan. When Lin Xiao got this plundering heart in a lottery before, he was still thinking about whose skills and talents should be plundered. Now Ren Kuangwudi came to his door, and he solved this problem for Lin Xiao. What? Ren Kuangwudi shouted in shock. Looking at his skill list, sure enough, Yi Shuiyan's skill icon disappeared. He never dreamed that this game would have such unreasonable props that could rob other players of their skills. You know, Yi Shuiyan's skill is an out-of-print master skill that he has gone through all kinds of hardships to acquire, and now it has been robbed by Lin Xiao. How can he be willing to accept it? Ren Kuangwudi felt as if his beloved girlfriend had been forcibly taken away and put on his bed. He was shocked and angry. Jian Yu. FK. As soon as the word FK came out of his mouth, Lin Xiao suddenly moved. Great Destruction. This is a new skill that Katarina just gave to Lin Xiao. Even if he is under control, he can cast it forcefully. As soon as the Great Destruction was activated, all the negative states such as stun, slowdown, immobilization and poisoning on Lin Xiao were forcibly removed. At the same time, he also evolved into a demon form. A pair of dark wings sprouted from his back, his figure skyrocketed, and a burst of terrifying blood mist emitted, making people shudder. In the state of Great Destruction, all control skills hit on him can only deal damage, and all control special effects are immune. And the damage value of those great gods is 20 times stronger than that of the mobs. The damage value of the mobs hitting Lin Xiao is 1, and their highest damage is 20. If you can still see some redness after scraping, their damage value is simply worse than scraping. Ren Kuangwudi and others were all dumbfounded, and the audience in the live broadcast room were also dumbfounded. Lin Xiao smiled coldly at Ren Kuangwudi, then spread his legs and stabbed the Catalina sword in his hand towards the ground. The moment the tip of the sword hit the ground, a violent burst occurred within 30 meters of the surrounding area. A sudden rain fell, and the raindrops fell on Ren Kuangwudi and others, and immediately froze into ice, freezing everyone. In addition to controlling special effects, freeze will also cause huge amounts of ice magic damage to the enemy. Before Lin Xiao changed his weapon, Ren Kuangwudi could barely withstand Lin Xiao's blast, but now Lin Xiao has Caitlin Tadeo. With it in hand, and in the state of Great Destruction, the attack power is increased by 100%. What else can I use to overcome the invincibility of people? From the moment they were frozen, their health bars were all cleared without exception, and only their corpses were sealed by the ice. Bite. After a short period of freezing, all the ice shattered like glass. More than 40 great gods all collapsed to the ground helplessly, like dead dogs. Lin Xiao said coldly, "This is the real Yi Shuiyan. He is crazy and invincible. Have you learned it?" Originally, Yi Shuiyan only had high explosive damage, acceleration and deceleration. After regaining the Heart of Plunder, it was modified and strengthened. In addition to the sudden increase in damage, the deceleration was also upgraded to hard control and freezing. Ren Kuangwudi collapsed on the ground, ashamed and annoyed, but speechless. Everyone was shocked. When Lin Xiao was hooked back by the ruthless iron hand, they all thought that the first blood that Lin Xiao had maintained for so long was finally taken away. They never imagined that in the end, things would turn out like this. Kind of results. People in the live broadcast room said one after another that they couldn't understand it at all. Ha ha ha, there's nothing wrong with Cuckold Brother's ruthless iron hand. If the person he hooked back was someone else, it would definitely be a show-off. But it's a pity that the person he hooked back is a father. If God had not given birth to my cuckold brother, I would have been cheating on you for eternity. Come on, Daddy. I really thought that the people on the list were all great masters. More than 40 people attacked together, but the master Jian Yu killed them all with just one move. What kind of bullshit masters did it for a long time, but they were just a bunch of people making up for the numbers. In the past, when these list masters saw themselves on the achievement list, they all had a sense of superiority. When talking on the master channel, each one was more crazier than the other. But now, Lin Xiao has stripped them of their false reputations in public. If they lose it, if they try to scare people with the label of a great god in the future, they will really be laughed to death. Fan Huoruoxiu, who had returned to True Dragon City, breathed a long sigh of relief. Fortunately, she had no intention of becoming an enemy of Lin Xiao. After seeing the system notification that Lin Xiao had won the championship, she went back to the city directly instead of following others. They moved on, which was the best choice she made tonight. Lin Xiao killed more than 40 players at once, and his originally white ID suddenly turned into the deepest blood red. This is what people often call his red name. System announcement: player Jian Yu killed more than 10 people this week and successfully unlocked the God of Killing list. He was rewarded with the God Killing ring. Players who want to compete for the God Killing ring can check the rules of the God Killing list for details. The attribute diagram of the God Killing ring is attached to the system announcement, and everyone can click to view it. God Killing ring, a ring that only the strongest killing god deserves to own. Level: none attack power, none spell power, none special attributes, soul harvesting, life or death. Soul harvest: when killing someone, you can harvest the soul of the deceased. Each time you kill a deceased, you can harvest one soul, and the basic attack power and magic power plus 1%. Soul harvesting can accumulate up to 100 points, increasing the basic attack and magic power by 100%. Life or death: when you have the God Killing ring, you cannot be killed. Once killed, the ring is automatically transferred to the new winner. Holy shit! You can also get rewards for killing people, and the more you kill, the more damage you do. This list is interesting and you must read it. Ha ha ha, I can't beat Jian Yu for killing boss. I think I still have hope for killing. That's right. The worst thing is to hire an actor. Ha ha ha. Lin Xiao smiled coldly. Killing people is easy? How naive. If this God-killing ring was really so easy to get, Lin Xiao in the previous life would not have gotten it until he ascended to the throne of God. First of all, if you want to participate in the competition for the list, you must kill more than 10 people, and there are requirements for these 10 people. The difference in level cannot exceed 10 levels. Secondly, you cannot kill one person 10 times in a row, but you must kill 10 different people in a row. The number of people killed is cleared every Monday, which means that more than 10 people must be killed every week. Thank you for the indifferent and unintentional gift, and thank you to Oli for the king for sending 10 mooncakes in a row. With your support, I believe that with your recommendation in a few days, this book will definitely become a hit. Again thanks to 3 awesome guys. Chapter 46. In the early stages, there were indeed many actors who specialized in giving away heads, looking for people to sell their heads to make pocket money. However, there are basically no actors after level 20, because after level 20, there is a penalty for losing experience when being killed, and the higher the level, the more experience is lost. And if you go to the later stage, you will not only lose experience, but your own life. You must know that the killing ring has the soul harvesting attribute. When 100 people are killed, the attack power can be increased by 100%. This blessing is twice that of the 5 killing ring, which is equivalent to Lin Xiao's absolute critical hit talent. Such a temptation is impossible for any ambitious person to refuse. And this murder ring has the property of death or death. Once killed, the ring will explode. Therefore, many players who want to get the murder ring will take desperate risks and sneak attack the owner of the ring. The player who gets this murder ring will immediately become the public enemy of the entire server. If he does not have the strength to be the enemy of the entire server, even if he gets the ring, how can he keep it? Lin Xiao no longer knows how many great gods have died because of this. He is very aware of his own strength and also deeply understands the truth that even a real dragon must quietly lurk in the pool when it is not supposed to fly. Therefore, he has never participated in the fight for the killing ring and has been developing silently. But in this life, the killing ring fell into his hands first, so he will never allow anyone to take it away. Lin Xiao picked up all the equipment and 3 Easter eggs with one click. From the friend list, he found the locations of Xiamin, Nai Xiao, and Fan Huoruoxiu, and then refreshed the 3 Easter eggs in their locations. Ding! Player Yu Lianxing picked up your Easter egg. Congratulations on getting the Advanced Experience Pill X10. Ding! Player Nai Xiao picked up your Easter egg. Congratulations on getting the Dance of the Passing Water necklace, purple. Ding! Player Fanhu Ruoxiu picked up your Easter egg. Congratulations on getting the land deed reward. The three beauties all sent letters of thanks. Although I don't know what rewards the three of them received, the rewards for such a large-scale event will never be stingy. After taking 10 high-level experience pills, Lin Xiao's level rose to level 17. Now his level is completely different from ordinary players. The necklace had good attributes, but it needed to be enchanted and refined to be perfect. What Lin Xiao was most interested in was the land deed. Land deed. With this land deed, you can obtain the permanent property rights of Fengxiang Manor on Zuk Street in Nanshan. There is a beautiful manor on Zuk Street in the southern city of True Dragon City. The manor has elegant blue ponds and clear streams, flowers, trees, and waterside pavilions, as well as gorgeous palaces, stone towers, pavilions and pavilions. The scenery is diverse and ingenious. The building inside is very luxurious, with red walls and green tiles, slanted pavilions, and all wooden beams and eaves are painted with fire red paint. The color is bright and eye-catching, like a red fire. In Fengxiang Manor, there is a Fengxiang Tower, which looks like a phoenix spreading its wings and ready to fly, hence its name. After the Saint Laurent treasure map event, Lin Xiao returned to True Dragon City with the land deed. Along the way, he walked very carefully and bypassed all the patrolling guards. Because he is now a red name, the red name is not allowed to enter the safe zone. Once he enters, he will be killed on the spot if he encounters the patrolling guards. He dragged Xian Yu to Fengxiang Manor. The entire manor was shrouded in a barrier. Lin Xiao unlocked the title deed, and the barrier disappeared immediately. System announcement. Player Jian Yu has unlocked the title deed of Fengxiang Manor and officially became the owner of Fengxiang Mansion. What the hell, can players still buy houses in the game? The players were all confused. They quickly checked the details of the announcement, and then they realized that players could really get their own real estate in the game. However, these properties are not bought with money, but are unlocked through various activity tasks and land deeds. As for the functions of real estate, they are diverse. For example, a small roadside stall where players can hang up and set up a stall to trade game items. For a shop, players can choose to rent it out to NPCs to earn rent. For example, if they rent it to a bank owner, they can get generous gold coin rewards every day. If they rent it to an inscription merchant, they can get various inscription props for free every day. As for a property as big as Fengxiang Manor, it has more functions. The basic reward alone is an experience pill every day. As for other functions, Lin Xiao has to slowly develop them himself. Xian Yu walked around Fengxiang Tower and said, "Ha ha ha, I have been living in True Dragon City for so many years and I haven't even managed to get into a small stall. You have only been here for one day and you have managed to get into a manor. That's okay, young man people." Lin Xiao said, "How about it? Are you interested in cooperating with me?" Lin Xiao definitely didn't have time to take care of such a big manor. He brought Xian Yu here just to cooperate with him, but it would be impossible to cooperate with a profiteer like Xian Yu without keeping a few eyes on it. Xian Yu rolled his eyes. "Cooperation? How do you want to cooperate?" Lin Xiao said, "I plan to open an equipment store here first and let you take care of it. You will provide various equipment services to newcomers." Xian Yu laughed, "If you want to cooperate with me, then you have found the right person. I am not bragging to you. I am excellent at equipment forging, appraisal, inlaying, refining, enchanting, no matter what kind of crafts. As long as I am willing to take action, no one else can do it. It's true that in Dragon City, 99% of the equipment dealers in other cities have to go to the streets to beg for food, but for this new one, they have to put out some samples to attract customers. Otherwise, I am a clever woman who can't make a meal without rice." Lin Xiao said, "Don't worry about this, I have a lot of inventory in my warehouse." Xian Yu said disdainfully, "Inventory? What kind of inventory? If it is empty, there is no need to take it out. No good materials can be found even if it is decomposed. I have no interest in selling street stalls. Don't worry, I'm not interested in street stall products either. They are all equipment with blue equipment or above. That's okay. I'll break down the blue equipment and recast it. At least it can be turned into a yellow equipment or above, and the attributes are also awesome. I'm sure it can be sold at a good price. By the way, at least 1,000 samples are needed to open the store. How much do you have in stock?" There are still about 300 to 400 pieces left. That's a huge difference. No, I mean there are still 300 or 400 to reach 10,000. Jian Yu's eyes nearly burst out of his sockets. Are you kidding? You have only started practicing for a few days. 10,000 pieces of equipment? Are they all blue equipment or above? Are there so many pieces of equipment in the jungle now that you have to pick them up in sacks? Lin Xiao said, I'm not kidding you, just tell me when you can open. Jian Yu thought for a while, if all the more than 10,000 pieces of primary equipment are processed into good quality, we can open tomorrow. Lin Xiao nodded, okay, then you will take care of this place from now on. If you need anything, just tell me. Do you have any questions? Jian Yu said, yes, yes. Your place is so big, are you interested in renting it again? Lin Xiao said, it depends on who rents it. If it's those little peddlers who sell goods, I'm not interested. Jian Yu said, don't worry, it's not a small shop owner or a tavern owner. What I'm introducing is a big shot who can really make you prosperous. If you're interested, I'll arrange for you to have a face-to-face interview with her tomorrow. How about it? Chapter 47. A big shot who can make me truly prosperous. Lin Xiao was startled for a moment. But immediately, he guessed who this big shot Jian Yu was talking about. The third princess of True Dragon City Mo Union. Lin Xiao immediately said, okay. You make arrangements for me. I will meet her here at this time tomorrow. Originally, Lin Xiao wanted to take the skin lottery card and go to the skin store to draw rewards, but Lin Xiao still overestimated those ordinary players. Lin Xiao has reached level 17. Upgrading is very simple for him, but for ordinary players, it is completely different. It is already 1 o'clock at night, and the number of players who have arrived at True Dragon City does not exceed 100,000, so the skin mall is not open. Lin Xiao was too lazy to wait, so he logged off. Lin Xiao fell into sleep comfortably, but he didn't know that at this time, countless big bosses were having trouble sleeping all night because of him. A beautiful woman, as cold and arrogant as snow, woke up from a simulated space capsule. This simulated space capsule can 100% isolate all external interference and is extremely comfortable. Many wealthy players will choose to lie in this space capsule to enjoy the best gaming experience. The manufacturers of this kind of space capsule claim that every great god on the eternal journey will be born in their space capsule. But the irony is that the biggest god that caused a sensation in the entire server is a game that he plays while lying on a broken sofa every day. This is a secret villa. The cold and arrogant beauty opened the door and went straight to the lobby of the villa. In the lobby, a group of people who looked like they had extraordinary status had been waiting for a long time. As soon as the cold and proud beauty arrived, everyone stood up, Miss Bai. The real name of Lang Ao Beauty is Bai Suo, and she is also one of Lin Xiao's 3 game friends, Fan Huaruoxiu. Bai Suo said coldly, yet and sat down at the round table in the hall. Only after everyone saw her sitting down did they dare to sit down again. Bai Suo didn't waste any time and said directly, have you made it clear about what I asked you to investigate? Is there any player whose level is higher than Jian Yu? I'm not referring to the Saint Kasha Kingdom. I'm sure no one is higher than the Saint Kasha Kingdom. Jian Yu, I mean the entire Holy Light continent, including players from the outer territory. Here I must introduce to you the world view of Eternal Journey. Eternal Journey is unlike other games where you can just create a small map and open hundreds of areas. It is even divided into domestic servers and foreign servers. When the time is right, the officials will arrange to merge the areas. This method is not suitable for the Eternal Journey because it will face many problems. For example, there are hundreds of servers, and each server has the same boss. After the zone is merged, who will get the first kill of this boss? For another example, if there is the same goddess NPC, and there are strong players in each zone who have had S*X with her, then whose wife will she be after the zone is merged? There is only one map in the world of Eternal Journey, but the area of this map is more than 100 times the area of the Earth. Therefore, it can accommodate tens of billions of players around the world at the same time without any pressure. What Lin Xiao and the others call now does not refer to the real full server, but only refers to a national server called Saint Kasha on the Holy Light continent. In addition to Saint Kasha, there are hundreds of other countries on the Holy Light continent. Each national server is separated by a layer of seals. When a player in a certain national server is strong enough to lift the seal, then this country it will automatically annex surrounding countries, thereby achieving the effect of merging regions. Therefore, the integration of the eternal journey is not controlled by the official, but is freely promoted by the players. In addition, the first country to lift the seal and annex other countries, from NPCs to players, will receive a generous conqueror reward. All the players have to do is to unlock the seals step by step, from a small country to a big country, to the top holy city, and finally to the kingdom of God. And within the time limit, players who fail to go to the kingdom of God will be abandoned by the kingdom of God, and all will be massacred in a great destruction. A man in a suit replied, "From what we know so far, no great god in the entire Holy Light continent, including the outland countries, has yet been found to have a level higher than Jian Yu. The highest level player among them is said to be from a foreign country. The military master is only level 13. Finally, the man in the suit added, "But this is just our investigation. You also know that there are many mysterious forces participating in the eternal journey around the world. Therefore, it is not ruled out that there are many mysterious bosses who, for some reasons, cannot we want to be in the limelight, so our investigation may not be 100% accurate. Unless the official ranking list is announced now, we cannot be 100% sure that Jian Yu is the number 1. Bai Suohu said, "Even if he is not number 1, he is definitely in the top 10. We must not miss such a genius. I will take him under our wing at all costs." The man in a suit said, "Of course, but..." The man in suit hesitated to speak. Bai Suohu said displeasedly, "If you have anything to say, just say it." The man in the suit said, "Okay, although Jian Yu may be the strongest now, according to our statistics, after Saint Kasha removes Jian Yu, the overall strength of all other players is the weakest." Bai Suohu's expression became even more ugly, because she was the other player besides Jian Yu mentioned by the man in the suit. Bai Suohu said coldly, "What's the basis for you to say that?" The man in a suit said, "According to the achievement lists published by other national servers, almost every national server has several players on the solo kill achievement list. Of course, their solo kills cannot be compared with Jian Yu. When the time comes, after merging regions, the single kill rings in their hands will definitely be forcibly recycled by the system, but no matter what, other national servers have at least 5 players on the list, while Santa Kasha, except Jian Yu, has only 1. There is none left. In addition, the first kill list is also the same. Saint Kasha Sword Feather stands out, and the other players only have 1 kill point, while other national servers need at least 5 points to be on the list. This gap, you know." Immediately, a man with glasses also said, "Now Saint Kasha is nicknamed the Xia fan server by players in other national servers. They say that except for Jian Yu, all other players are dishonest. I have many friends who play in other national servers. Yes, according to them, their servers have also had activities similar to the Saint Laurent treasure map. However, without exception, the treasure map owners and their teammates won the championship. However, more than 40 masters of the Saint Kasha server formed a team. Not only was the championship robbed, but they were also directly destroyed by Jian Yu alone. This is simply it's ridiculous. The video of you being wiped out by the group has gone viral on various forums, and many up anchors are making fun of your cooking operations. Shut up." Bai Suohu was furious, "I wasn't here when Jian Yu was about to kill you, don't count me in." Although Bai Suohu was angry and annoyed, she also knew in her heart that even if she was present at the time, the result would be the same, she would be killed instantly by Jian Yu. The man in the suit said cautiously, "Miss Bai, with all due respect, Jian Yu's strength is really unbelievable. With his strength, can we really conquer him?" Bai Suohu thought for a moment, put on a charming smile and said, "Some men are destined to be conquered only by women." Chapter 48. At 6 o'clock in the afternoon, when Lin Xiao logged into the game, the skin mall of True Dragon City had not yet opened, which made Lin Xiao frown a little. There are players whose level of Santa Kasha is higher than level 10, but they haven't reached 100,000 yet? He had read the forum and found that the skin malls of other national servers had basically opened in the early morning. Among them, the earliest kingdom of Bilgewater had opened its skin mall activities as early as noon. However, Lin Xiao, the kingdom of Santa Kasha, where it is located, has not seen any movement until now. This can be regarded as confirming the evaluation of the kingdom of Saint Kasha by players on the forum. Saint Kasha is a bottom-eating area. Some players who like to liven things up directly changed the kingdom of Saint Kasha to the kingdom of Sword Feather, mocking Saint Kasha. Except for Jian Yu, no one in West Asia can fight. It shouldn't be. Lin Xiao remembered clearly that in the previous life, although the kingdom of Santa Cassia was not a superpower, it was eventually annexed by a powerful country from outside the country in the last round of mergers, but it was by no means a superpower. How could a weak country serve so many different people in this life? Just when Lin Xiao was puzzled, suddenly, a message box popped up on his game interface. Ding! Fengxiang Building has been renovated. Please return to Fengxiang Building quickly to unlock the management system. Lin Xiao suddenly remembered the cooperation with Xian Yuko to open an equipment store yesterday. At the same time, he also wanted to understand why the skin mall was not open for a long time. It's all because of him. So Lin Xiao hurried back to his Fengxiang manor. Because he still has a red name, he keeps his void eyes open along the way, and when he sees patrolling guards, he takes a detour in advance. Arriving at Fengxiang Tower in front of the manor, Lin Xiao's eyes lit up. After a day of preparation by Xian Yuko, Fengxiang Tower had completely changed. The entire Fengxiang building is 9 floors high, and each floor is filled with display cabinets, and the display cabinets contain equipment that has been forged and recast by Xin Yuko. It has to be said that this Xian Yuko is indeed a top forging master. Originally, many of the equipment were below level 10. At present, they have little value. However, after his decomposition, synthesis, and reforging, they were all upgraded. Reached level 10 or above. Not only the level has been improved, but also the grade has been greatly improved. Originally, Xian Yuko said that he should try to upgrade to yellow equipment. In fact, 90% of the equipment finally reached orange equipment, and there were even more than 100 pieces that reached the same level. A purple outfit like Lin Xiao. However, these equipments have not been enchanted, so compared to Lin Xiao's, they can only belong to the castrated version of purple equipment. But even if they are the same, Lin Xiao doesn't care, because the equipment only accounts for 20% of his strength at most. His real strength comes from his abnormal talents and skills. Of course, with such a high yield rate, there must be some losses. There are nearly 10,000 pieces of equipment, but the final finished product is less than 2,000 pieces. But this is more in line with Lin Xiao's appetite. Small profits but quick turnover are actually not profitable, and it is easy to lower one's own grade. On the contrary, it is more profitable to go the high-quality route. After all, it is not easy to make money from the poor, only the money from the rich. It's easy to make money. What satisfied Lin Xiao the most was that under each piece of equipment, there was an inscription attribute unique to Fengxiang Tower, Fengxiang Jushan. Fengxiang Jushan, all basic attributes of equipment are increased by 10%. For example, after adding the inscription attribute of Fengxiang Jushan to the helmet of the Windless One, the attribute panel becomes, Wind Dead Helmet, Level 10 Grade, Orange, Epic Level, HP 745, plus 74.5, Physical Defense, 462, plus 46.2, Spell Defense, 525, 52.5, Epic Attribute, Aura Shield, which can be immune to any enemy attack. After being attacked, the shield will be destroyed and enter a cooldown time of 40 seconds. Fengxiang Jushan, Fengxiang Tower's exclusive inscription increases all basic attributes by 10%. As long as the product is good, there is no fear that no one will snatch it up. Lin Xiao immediately posted the news about the upcoming opening of Fengxiang Tower to the game forum. Damn it, 2,000 pieces of equipment, all with top quality attributes. Awesome, broken sound. A helmet costs 7,500 RMB? A streamer blade costs 20,000 RMB? Master, you are too evil. Let's all boycott this profiteer. Don't buy his equipment. Let's see if he lowers the price. Lin Xiao replied, buy and sell voluntarily, not forced, thank you. Immediately, there were a large number of replies supporting Lin Xiao. Where did this country bumpkin come from? With such good attributes, the price is already a good deal. Well, being expensive is not its shortcoming, but yours. Excellent logic, I earn 3,000 per month and can't afford a Rolls-Royce. It's not my fault, but the boss of Rolls-Royce is too evil. I have a heart for luxury goods, but I only have one life to fight for. So, accept your fate, gangsters. Soon, Lin Xiao's Fengxiang building was officially opened. Although there were many trolls on the forum urging everyone not to send money to Lin Xiao, the moment it opened, the door of Fengxiang building was almost burst by the surging crowd. Lin Xiao has unlocked Fengxiang Tower's trading system. Every time a piece of equipment is sold, Gold coins will be automatically put into Lin Xiao's package. Lin Xiao can also check the details of each transaction at any time in the background, which is very convenient. In less than 10 minutes, the entire Fengxiang Tower seemed to have been swept away. All the equipment was swept away, and Lin Xiao's income reached 20 million. Including the 20 million he earned from Nai Xiao before, Lin Xiao saved a huge sum of 40 million in just 4 days. Finally, Lin Xiao placed the intermediate marrow cleansing pill at the front desk and set it up for auction. The starting price is 10 million RMB, and the auction time is 24 hours. Seeing this marrow cleansing pill, the eyes of countless buyers shone with light, but the starting price of 10 million was really beyond the reach of ordinary people. After 10 minutes, no one started filming, but Lin Xiao was not in a hurry. Brother Jian Yu. Nai Xiao came out of nowhere. She pulled Lin Xiao to the corner. Brother Jian Yu, don't auction it. No one can afford such a high price. You can sell it directly. Let me add another 1 million. Before Lin Xiao could speak, Fan Huaruoxiu also appeared. And, the crowd immediately burst into exclamations of surprise. The transaction panel on the showcase showed that Fan Huaruoxiu had already bid 10 million. Nai Xiao said angrily, "You. Do you know who I am?" Fan Huaruoxiu sneered arrogantly, "You know, Hengzhen International President Nai Qinglong's precious daughter Nai Xiaoqi, right?" Nai Xiao was shocked. No one except the Nai family knew her ID. How did Fan Huaruoxiu know it? Lin Xiao smiled slightly, he finally knew Nai Xiao's real name today. Fan Huaruoxiu continued, "I advise you not to argue with me. I don't take a good girl who can only rely on her father. In addition, I think Jian Yu will definitely not treat a boring woman like you who is good for nothing. Interested?" After saying that, he deliberately smiled elegantly at Lin Xiao, "Right. Thank you, Oli Ji and Wang, for your continuous mooncake attacks. If nothing else, this book will be recommended for the first time on National Day. The moment of destiny has arrived. Please don't stop urging support. Please, tens of millions of dollars have been given in the past few days. Don't be a fan of books, many books are just for the sake of death. The popularity these days determines the strength of recommendations. Seriously, please." Chapter 49. A meaningful smile appeared at the corner of Lin Xiao's lips. That's not necessarily the case. Wealth and beauty are every man's dream. There is no reason why I shouldn't welcome beauty sponsors like Miss Nai. Nai Xiao was originally full of resentment, but when he heard Lin Xiao's words, he immediately laughed. Fan Huaruoxiu said quietly, "Really? I also have wealth and beauty, and I am better than her, so you must welcome me more." Before Lin Xiao could speak, Fan Huaruoxiu said again, "If you don't believe it, I can meet you offline. Believe me, I will definitely exceed your expectations." Nai Xiao snorted coldly, "If you are really sincere, then declare yourself now. Brother Jian Yu already knows my identity. What about yours?" Fan Huaruoxiu said, "This has nothing to do with you. When I meet the great god in reality, I will naturally tell him." Lin Xiao said calmly, "I'm sorry, I won't meet anyone in real life before the King Salamander mutates." "What's the mutation of the King Salamander?" Fan Huaruoxiu and Nai Xiao were stunned together. What's the mutation of the King Salamander? The mutation of the King Salamander is the intersection between the game and reality. Recalling the day when the King Salamander mutated, Lin Xiao felt as if it was yesterday. That day, a huge salamander suddenly swam across the sky above the Holy Light Continent. Like a giant salamander tens of thousands of miles away, the salamander covered the sky and blocked the sun. The Holy Light Continent began to enter eternal night, and the real world also changed from then on. From that day on, everyone realized that the end was coming, and every player began to fight for life and death. Lin Xiao said with a hint of ridicule, "I thought you game prophets really understood this game. It turns out that you don't even know about the changes in the blue salamander." The two of them suddenly felt awkward. Just as he was about to continue asking, Xin Yuko came over. Xin Yuko said, "Master, the person I talked about yesterday has been waiting for you in the goddess pavilion for a long time. Are you free to go and see him now?" Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, "Well, I'll go right away." With that said, Lin Xiao walked towards the backyard without looking back. Nai Xiao and Fan Huaruoxiu were shocked again. Other equipment merchants only trade some ordinary equipment, but Xinyako can provide a variety of magical services. Such a top-level equipment NPC is actually so polite to Lin Xiao, treating him like a master, and can clean up an NPC to be so obedient. How much magical power does this sword feather have? Fan Huaruoxiu said coldly, Nai Xiao, I solemnly warn you again, I will decide on Jian Yu, so don't even think about fighting with me. Nai Xiao sneered, I'm sorry, Nai Xiao, have never fallen in love with any man, but once I fall in love with him, I will never let him go. The flowers were as white as snow and glanced at Nai Xiao, okay, let's wait and see. Lin Xiao came to the back garden of Fengxiang Villa. There was a quiet small courtyard. In the small courtyard was an elegant small attic built of redwood. This was the goddess pavilion. Lin Xiao entered the attic, and there was a mysterious woman sitting inside. Her face was covered with a layer of red gauze, making it impossible to see her face clearly. But the pair of jade hands she stretched out were as crystal clear as jade, white and slender, which made people's hearts beat. Her eyes were smiling and beautiful, revealing all kinds of charm. The game details of Eternal Journey are flawless. Lin Xiao can even smell a faint hint of girly fragrance. This girly fragrance naturally comes from the mysterious woman in front of him. In an instant, the wind stopped and the moonlight dimmed. Lin Xiao took a deep breath before slowly coming back to his senses. The ID above the mysterious woman's head reads, Bad Girl Mo Union. Bad girl does not refer to that kind of bad woman, but refers to a profession. In the Eternal Journey, she is an NPC who specializes in making various skins and fashions. If other players saw this ID, they would definitely think that she was really a skin fashion merchant, but Lin Xiao knew that the bad girl was just a cover she used to hide her true identity. Her true identity is the third princess of True Dragon City. Skin costumes are game props that every player dreams of. Mo Union took a fancy to this, so she has been using various rare skin costumes as bait to bribe various masters to become her personal warriors. Her target is the Lord of True Dragon City. In the previous life, Lin Xiao had mediocre talent. In order to catch up with those expert players, he had to sign a death contract with her. It's a pity that Mo Union has always paid little attention to Lin Xiao, who has average talent, but she never expected that in the end, none of the expert players she valued would become great players. Instead, it was Lin Xiao, an ordinary person, who would accompany her. In the end, he helped her win the throne of the Lord of True Dragon City. It can be said that Mo Union is the first noble person in Lin Xiao's gaming career, and Lin Xiao has always been very grateful to her. Mo Union, who had ascended the throne, had also expressed her feelings for Lin Xiao. Unfortunately, at that time, Lin Xiao was facing a life and death decision due to the sudden change of the King Salamander. He had to leave True Dragon City and embark on the journey to the Kingdom of God. Journey. Later, Lin Xiao heard that the True Dragon City was destroyed by an army of evil spirits. When the city was destroyed, Mo Union burned herself on fire and died. He was so angry that he attacked the 100,000 strong army that captured the True Dragon City in one day. Killed them all, and the black blood of the evil spirits and ghosts filled the entire True Dragon City. From then on, when the commanders of the Evil Spirit and White Walker's Legion heard the name of Jian Yu, they would most likely run away. Some of them thought their mounts were too slow, so they just kicked their mounts to death and ran away. Mo Union's beautiful eyebrows wrinkled, Your eyes are very strange. Why, have you known me before? Lin Xiao came back to his senses and smiled, How could that be? I just came to True Dragon City. With that said, Lin Xiao sat down on the chair next to Mo Union, and Mo Union smiled, Xin Yuko is right, you are indeed a very special person, few people dare to be so close to me. Lin Xiao smiled calmly and changed the topic, I got a skin lottery card in the maze event yesterday, but your skin mall has not been opened for a long time, so I don't know how to use this skin lottery card. Giggle. Mo Union let out a sweet smile like a silver bell, it's not just you, now the entire newcomers in True Dragon City are going crazy waiting. In fact, my opening event can start yesterday. Yes, but I have been putting it off until now, do you know why? Lin Xiao said deliberately, It can't be because of me. Mo Union said, Yes, it's because of you. I have heard about your performance these days. To be honest, I have never seen a newcomer as strong as you. So, I was thinking, like ordinary activities in other countries may not be interesting to you. How about I play a big one just for you? Do you dare to play? Lin Xiao raised the corner of his mouth. He didn't answer whether he dared to do it, but said directly, When will it start? Thanks to Phe9 for the mooncake reward, Oli gives it. I have something to do when I go out, so I will continue to update in the evening. You don't have to wait because I am used to staying up late to update. You will watch it tomorrow. After reading, please click to remind me to support the update. It will be uploaded soon. Recommended, everyone use your little hands to make a fortune, click on the wave to remind the update, don't do it for nothing, Chapter 50. Mo Union's eyes shone with approval, it's just like the rumors said, unruly and arrogant. After a pause, Mo Union added, however, I think it's better for you to listen to my rules first. Maybe, after you listen, you will change your mind. Lin Xiao listened quietly, and Mo Union immediately began to explain to Lin Xiao, you must already know about the skin mall activities in other countries. Activities for other national servers have already started, and Lin Xiao naturally knows about it. Strictly speaking, this skin mall event in other countries is not a grand prize event. The main purpose is to let players know something about skins, so basically as long as you participate, you will get a reward. And a reward that everyone can get, naturally cannot be a super reward. Among them, the most common rewards can be obtained by killing hundreds of mobs. The rewards are all ordinary skins. In addition to having rubbish attributes, the appearance is also awkward. It is said that a skin drawn by a wild player looked like Cheng Yaojin dressed as a woman, and the audience said it was disgusting. Even the best reward can only be obtained by completing an ordinary copy of Netherworld Fortress, and what you get is only an entry-level colorful skin. The colorful skin is a little off in terms of styling. It looks a little cool and high-end, but in terms of attribute enhancement, it is a bit unsatisfactory. The overall attribute improvement is only about 20%. Mo Union said, I decided to cancel the ordinary skin rewards. If you want to get the skin, you must clear the Netherworld Fortress dungeon. Mo Union's attitude is very clear. She refuses for rubbish to indulge in ordinary skin here. Junk doesn't even deserve rubbish skin. If you want skin, you must rely on real skills, and if you want it, you must be good. Lin Xiao frowned and said, Netherworld Fortress copy? Is this different from other countries? Mo Union said, of course there are differences. I have set 3 levels for the Netherworld Fortress copy, normal, difficult, and purgatory. Lin Xiao raised the corner of his mouth and said with a smile, it's interesting, then the rewards for these 3 levels should be different. Mo Union said, of course, the ordinary level is just like other countries. Just give them a colorful skin and forget about it. Lin Xiao then said, what about the difficult ones? Mo Union said, the difficult level is naturally much higher end. The reward I give is a limited level rare skin. Among them, the top 10 players who clear the level will also have my autograph. The autograph can provide additional signature attribute. Speaking of this, Mo Union smiled playfully, don't you have a skin lottery card in your hand? If you use that lottery card now, then you don't need to waste time on dungeons. I can give you one directly. This is a limited edition signed skin, but after you use the lottery card, you are not allowed to participate in this event again. Lin Xiao didn't even think about it and said, what is the reward for the purgatory level? Mo Union said, well, all I can say is that the purgatory level reward is enough to make everyone jealous. I won't announce it now. When someone really gets it, I will naturally take it out. If no one has the ability to get it, I will take it out. If so, then there's no need for you to know, right? Mo Union looked at Lin Xiao, with a meaningful smile in her eyes again. By the way, there is only one chance for the purgatory level dungeon. Once you choose the purgatory level dungeon, you must complete it once. If you fail, not only can you not try it again, but you are not allowed to participate in the normal and difficult level dungeons. What? Are you still sure you want to be greedy for the highest reward? Lin Xiao smiled calmly, the stimulation method is good, but in fact, it is completely unnecessary for me. Even if you don't tell me, I will only choose the one with the highest reward. But in this case, I always feel like I am at a disadvantage. Mo Union said, suffering a loss? How do you say this? Lin Xiao said, according to your rules, if I choose the lottery card, I can't clear the purgatory dungeon, and if I choose the purgatory level dungeon, I can't use the lottery card. Then what else can I get with the lottery card that I worked so hard for, use? Mo Union was stunned for a moment. Indeed, according to her rules, Lin Xiao did suffer a loss. However, Mo Union immediately said, if I use a punishment card to exchange for the skin lottery card in your hand, would you like it? Lin Xiao said, the punishment card for heaven? What is it? Mo Union stretched out her jade hand and handed a black card to Lin Xiao, who took it. Punishment card for heaven, after unlocking it, you will gain the attribute of punishment for heaven, which can punish those guilty people on behalf of the gods. You will never lose your reputation for killing people, and directly explode all the opponent's equipment. You can also kill all enemies within the True Dragon City's sphere of influence. Use in safe area. Lin Xiao did not hesitate to hand over his skin lottery card in exchange. Compared with the attributes of the punishment for the crime, a set of limited edition signature skin is worthless at all. What's more, Lin Xiao doesn't want it at all. This is a medium reward. Ding! You have unlocked the punishment card and obtained the punishment attribute. Immediately, the ID above Lin Xiao's head was immediately whitened again by Hong's name. Now, he can kill people at will. Anyone who dares to talk mean to him can fight back with his sword without any scruples. The last time they attacked him sneakily, although he killed all those despicable people instantly, but there was no actual loss. But it's different now. Anyone who dies in his hands will be exploded without even their pants left. What's even more exciting is that he can kill people in the safe zone. Although it is limited to True Dragon City now, as the scope of True Dragon City's influence becomes larger and larger in the future, the range in which he can kill will also become wider and wider. If you dare to be ignorant of Lin Xiao in the future, there will be no safe zone. Mo Union said, since you have decided, should I start the activity now? Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, okay. Immediately, system announcements were all over Santa Cassia, and players in other national servers were all furious when they saw Santa Cassia's activities on the forum. Is there any mistake? Aren't the activities in this game unified? Protest. It's unfair. We built over players also have to get purgatory rewards. TCH. It sounds like you can get through it if I give it to you. Go check out the attributes of the purgatory level boss announced in the event and then pretend. Okay. Holy shit. All the purgatory level bosses have turned into silver bosses. The ultimate boss is actually a hidden upgraded version of the silver boss. This, if a super pervert is identified, he can't be killed in one move. There's not even a scum left. There are many bosses with hidden attributes. Only after players take action, their hidden attributes will be disclosed. It is commonly known as treasure appraisal. A treasure appraisal boss like this can increase the overall strength appraisal by more than 50% no matter how bad it is. And if the player unfortunately, if a super pervert is identified, then it is basically possible to GG in advance. Thanks to 980379448 for the mooncake reward. It will be recommended tomorrow. I am so nervous, so excited, and my heartbeat is so fast.
If you're enjoying the story so far and want to hear the next parts, don't forget to like the video. It really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like me to continue the series, drop a comment below letting me know. Your feedback and support keep these audiobooks going strong. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.